I wrote no, no, no at work on a brown paper bag that I had just got from getting like a chicken and broccoli lunch special at lunch. But seeing like Big L and Mase and McGruff, Cam, like seeing these people like walk by my block while we hanging out on the corner and all of that, like seeing these people walk by, that made it real to me. You know what I'm saying? Being from Harlem. So when I got with Wayne, I went from doing like SOBs to the American Airlines arena. When people talk about battle rap, they'll say, oh, it's a Mount Rushmore and Murda Mook is here and Loda Lux is here. And those is my niggas. Murda Mook, Lux, Rex, all these my niggas. We grew up together, battling together. But niggas will start naming Mount Rushmore battle rappers and name all niggas I battled and beat, but they'll try to make it seem like battle rap started on the internet.
Thank you for being here at Great Lyricists Only podcast. We got your host, Danny Kidd. We got Melissa, the exclusive. Also, we have our sound engineer. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Good Time Grandma's in the building.
Yeah. I don't play it safe with my shit.
Shout out to everybody that's still spitting. Great lyricists.
The Great Lyricists Only podcast.
Only on the Great Lyricists podcast.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
It's a gift.
This is my favorite interview ever. I love y'all, man. Y'all are so fucking show.
But saying a funny bar with a serious voice is just the funniest fucking thing.
Thank David for that.
Let's get this thing going.
Can you dig it?
That's how I roll.
You never know who's gonna show up, but the job is
Good job.
They not beating us.
I just like anything that has to do with rap, you know what I mean?
Y'all make me really feel real.
My name is Melissa, the exclusive, aka Exclusive Rights. I'm too lit for this. It's always a pleasure when David does these interviews.
Y'all got Mary Poppins to give me that intro?
I like Claire too, baby.
Yeah, that's the homie. She's in the UK.
We've got it down to a final between us now.
What up?
Man, what's good, people?
Good Eve. How are you?
Hello, what's going on? Good to speak to y'all people. Hopefully we can have a good conversation tonight.
Oh, we about to have all kinds of fun. I can't speak for the other two. In my head, it's already there.
Oh yeah. And also, if you want to give a brief of who you are and what you do, Melissa and Big Ock, you know what I'm saying, so he's aware.
Ladies first, I'll go. So hi, how are you?
Hello, how you doing?
How all is well. I'm super excited to have you here. My name is Melissa. I am a spoken word artist and poet, as well as a podcaster and a co-host of this amazing podcast team. Outside of that, I just try to keep my sanity. But again, it's super fantastic to have you here.
Thank you. Great to meet you.
Yeah, what's up, bro? I'm Big Ock. I'm the resident OG. One of the co-hosts. I make beats. I won't say I produce. Everybody say that, but I make beats. So I just fuck with the culture pretty much. And I'm glad you're here. I'm ready to chop it up with you.
Dope. I respect that because I make beats too, but I wouldn't say I produce. But I get where I felt where you was coming from when you said that.
Exactly, that's what's up.
Dope.
All right, let me get started right quick. 1 second. There we go.
Hello, and welcome to Great Lyricists Only podcast with your content creator and host David Kidd and his moderators Big Ock and Melissa the Exclusive. Tonight's guest is not just a rapper, he's a pillar of lyrical excellence and a certified cornerstone in Harlem hip-hop history. From the golden era of mixtapes to major label moves, from cementing his legacy in the battle rap arena to penning records alongside some of the game's biggest names, his influence stretches across multiple generations of hip-hop. He's been a threat on the mic since the beginning of the smack era, a punchline champion, a Fight Club legend, and a name that still sparks heated barbershop debates when it comes to real lyricism. From Uptown Harlem to Young Money, from battle stages to Billboard charts, and now running his own imprint, Potent Music, he's expanded his talents as a label head, director, producer, and more. And let's not forget, he's a Virgo, and we all know Virgos bring nothing but precision and greatness. It's an absolute honour to welcome to the Great Lyricists Only podcast, the one and only Jae Millz.
I appreciate that.
Oh, for sure, man. You know, we Virgos, bro. You know we got to do special stuff. We ain't typical like the other ones, man.
That whole creation right there, I greatly appreciate that.
Oh, for sure, man. So let's just start it, man. So, again, thank you for taking your time to be here to speak with me and, the other fans in the building that will be popping up soon.
Thank you for, y'all opening your platform to me. I appreciate that.
Oh, for sure, man. Like I said, like I spoke to you before, it's dedicated to people like yourselves who take lyricism and the art itself very seriously. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about like asking the salacious questions about it's about like lyricism, about how you got to create some of your bars. The metaphors, similes, name flips on time. You know what I'm saying? Everything, and that's what it's supposed to be about. And again, I appreciate you and taking your time for doing this. So my first question, right? Of course, we got to start from Harlem, right? So you from Harlem, right? So yeah, give us like the breakdown.
I don't know how many people in here are familiar with the 5 boroughs with New York City.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
All right, cool. I was born in the Heights, so I was born basically what you would call Sugar Hill. I was born on 157 between Amsterdam and Broadway, and then I moved down the hill to 144th between 7th and Lenox. Now, this is what I was telling Dave yesterday. Like, I come from an art background. Like, I used to draw. I went to the High School of Art Design in New York for cartoon and architecture and fashion. This is all what I was doing before I started rapping. But when I moved from Sugar Hill, like Amsterdam and Broadway, up that area, basically Washington Heights. When I moved from there down to Harlem, I moved to 144th between 7th and Lenox. 7th Avenue was known for a lot of like drug dealers. That's what like a lot of like back in the days, you hear stories of all these drug dealers back in Harlem. They always connected to 7th Avenue in some way. But on Lenox Avenue, the era I grew up in, I grew up on 144th and we hung out on Lenox Avenue, right? So Big L was from 139th and Lenox Avenue. Cam is 140th and Lenox Avenue. McGruff is 141st and Lenox Avenue. And Mase would be up there. So I got a chance to see that firsthand. And I wasn't rapping yet. I was still listening to like Ron G mixtapes. I didn't even know that Children of the Corn was a group with all of these rappers in it. I didn't know that. I just knew Big L. Like, I like Big L. I see him on Video Music Box and Rap City and all that. So it's like, okay. And that's how I got to a point where I started rapping, because I was really just going to school for art. But seeing like Big L and Mase and McGruff, Cam, like seeing these people like walk by my block while we hanging out on the corner and all of that, like seeing these people walk by, that made it real to me. You know what I'm saying? Being from Harlem. So that's kind of like my beginnings of me becoming a rapper.
Okay. So, as you also spoke about, so what was like, you remember you said like one of your first tapes, because I remember I was telling you my first tape was like that Biggie album. Me and my homeboys fighting. I told him already, like me and my best friend named Alan, Mike, I said his name. My mom gave me $20 to go buy a CD, and me and him, we fought over buying either I think it was like at a Tribe Called Quest or it was the Biggie album. And I was like, I don't want the Tribe Called Quest, I want the Biggie album. So me and him fought over that. Literally, we fought over $20 and a CD. So what was your first CD and tape that you bought?
My first CD. All right, my first tape. I like to say my first CDs first. It's more of an exciting story because you never expect the tape. My first 2 CDs that I owned that was like mine. It wasn't like I snuck into my uncle's room, my cousin's room, but it was like my first like stereo that my mom's bought me. That wasn't like I had to listen to her CDs in the living room or her cassettes. She bought me a 3 CD disc change. It was a stereo with 2 cassette decks and a 3 CD change, like rotating thing, And she bought me a Chill Will mixtape, a DJ Chill Will mixtape. I'll never forget. And she bought me. Of course, she asked me what I wanted, and I told her I wanted a mixtape, and I wanted AZ's Do or Die album and and Fat Joe Jealous One's Envy. I don't remember exactly what year this is, but somebody look up what year AZ, Do or Die, and Fat Joe Jealous One's Envy came out, and I'll be able to tell y'all exactly how old I was. Because those was my first two CDs that was mine, and I would be able to listen to them on my way to school in the CD player that my uncle had gave me or something. But these is my CDs. I studied them from front to back. Ho Happy Jackie, Rather Unique, Sugar Hill, Mo Money, Mo Murder, Mo Homicide, Fat Joe, Jealous One. I studied those albums. But my first two cassette tapes were Crisscross, Totally Crossed Out, and Wu-Tang Clan Into the 36 Chambers. So just to put you in a mind state of, I'm drawing. Like I see this, I see like cartoons and I draw them. I was one of them kids that would draw album covers. So my uncle was a big Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul fans. He was like a native tongue extra. You know what I'm saying? Coming through the house with the leather black medallions and all of that, the hammer pants, the Kwame haircut. So I wasn't rapping yet, but I seen the influence that, that rap would have on my uncle and my cousins and stuff like that. And from that, I started like looking at things like, oh, I'm just drawing. I'm just a fan of things, but I know what I'm a fan of. And I know once I became a rapper, I knew what I wanted to be because I knew what I was listening to. So I knew I could still have fun and be a kid with my raps because I grew up listening to Warm It Up, Chris, Jump Jump, and I Missed the Bus. I grew up listening to that, but I would take that tape out and I would put in Raw, I'm gonna give it to you with no trivia, raw like cocaine straight from Bolivia. I would put in I fucking I fucking I fucking cut your eyelids off and feed you nothing but sleeping pills. It's like, oh shit. Like this is the shit that I'm listening to. I'm also listening to like Onyx Back the Fuck Up. So I like my first recklessness was the last song on the Chronic album, and she was sucking the next nigga dick on the Back the Fuck Up album. Don't ask me why I was listening to the Back the Fuck album. Back the Fuck Up album. But I just thought Shifty and Slam and I liked those songs. I didn't know that I was not supposed to be listening to that shit. So those was like my early creations that I was like, oh, these is like some dope. I studied all those albums. Crisscross, Totally Crossed Out, Wu-Tang Into the 36 Chambers, AZ's Do or Die, Fat Joe Jealous One's Envy. Studied those. In a way, I studied Onyx Back the Fuck Up too. I probably shouldn't have been listening to that, but I studied that too. I didn't study Dr. Dre's The Chronic album when it came out, but I knew that was the album that had the song Bitches Ain't Shit But Hoes and Tricks. Like I knew that. Like that's what I did know. I didn't study the album till later, but those albums that I just named, those four, studied those. Probably helped me become who I am.
Oh, same here.
And then put in Into the 36 Chambers, yo. Like like we was talking, like I was one of those kids, like I had the Grave Diggers album. I had the Sons of Man album. I went to school late when Wu-Tang Forever came out because I had to have that double CD. Like, Coconuts wasn't open by the time my first period came, so I just missed first period that day. That was the
Yeah.
type of shit that I did when I, you know what I'm saying? When I was a kid,
Uh-huh.
growing up, that was the type of shit that I did. Like,
Yeah.
by the time I realized that I could really, really, really rap, I probably started listening to different shit. I could say that. Like,
Yeah, I did that. I stood in line for the Killer Army album. So Killer Army joint.
yo,
Yeah.
when you a fan, you a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Sometimes I miss
man.
those days. I miss
Anticipation, right?
I,
For like, so wow, I'm about to drop. I gotta get that.
I I miss going, I miss wanting something and not being able to get it. If that makes sense. Like, we Virgos, so sometimes we just be thinking like real left. I don't know if that really makes sense, but like I miss going to Coconuts, and I'm going here because this is close to where I work at. And it's Thursday and I just got paid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to this Coconuts on 57th and Lexington because the train is on 59th in Lexington and I work on 55th in Lexington. So I have to walk by it. So I'm gonna stop here and get the album so I can listen to it on the train ride on my way home from work. I get there, it's sold out. So now I gotta make a decision if I want to get it tomorrow and be late. Because when I get to work tomorrow, everybody done heard everything already. So do I want to go straight home or do I want to take the train to 96th Street and go to Tower or something? Or do I want to just go up to 125th Street and try to hurry up and catch a store up there on 125th before they close the gate at 7:10? I miss that. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss the fact that my son don't know what that feel like. He don't know what it feel like to want the new Lil Baby album or the new Travis Scott album, or he want this album or that album, whatever album, and can't get it because it's sold out. It's so hot. It's so in demand that you have to go to 3 different stores to find it. They don't got that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's over. Yeah,
they don't
man.
have that no more. Like, I
'Cause
miss that.
you remember also, this is my last question before the next person goes. You remember? I know I lived in Maryland at the time. We had something called not up against the wall, but Sam Goody. Used to have to walk in there, and they had like a CD,
Yes.
like headphones.
And you could kind of play like a sample.
Yeah, and back then when nobody cared about germs, you literally just throw. Nobody talking about, let me wipe these off. He's like, yo, they got the new album, the AZ. I gotta go listen to it right quick.
Yeah,
I remember they had the
I gotta
Lyricist
hear it.
Lounge. Yeah, I remember that one time I went to listen to the Lyricist Lounge. I listened to the whole joint. I'm there pressing the button. Oh, I gotta hear that shit again. I gotta hear it again.
You
So
just
yeah,
going crazy. You know what I do in those stores when I get out of school? I would go to like Coconuts or HMV or whatever, and I would buy the singles. That's why when Jay-Z said your single was 99 cents and mine was $4, I felt that even as a young kid, I knew he was saying some fly shit to somebody because I used to go into the stores and buy the singles that was 99 cents because I didn't have a bunch of bread. So if I had $4, I'm not about to buy your single for $3.99 when I could get Capone Noriega TONY for 99 cents. I could probably get Will Smith getting jiggy with it for 99 cents because I like the beat. And I could probably, like you said, get a Killer Army beat or a single or something like that. Now I got 3 instrumentals to go home and write to or do it or like stuff some tissue in my mom's OJ's cassette tape and tape over it, like and make a demo
yeah.
that I could go put in the box at the Source magazine. This is the shit I used to do. You know what I'm saying? Like before no or anything. Yes, I used to take trains down to labels and put my tape in a box with my name and my phone number on there.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I did that
that's like
shit
the
a few
street
times.
team. So this is before the no. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, before no, man. Like I was one of them. Like when I made it, once I realized like, yo, you could make it. Cause like Cam made it and Mase made it and they right from where you at. They from like you see them. You saw them go from walking on the block, going to Crown Fried Chicken and the pizza shop and, KFC and all of that, to being on Video Music Box, to being on Rap City, to having albums out that you can buy in the store now. So that became a reality to me. And I was like a student, like a super, super student, man. Like, like I said, I used to get off work and I would go to, if I just got paid, I'm trying to go buy a few instrumentals and like, you want to know something funny? I wrote no at my job.
Oh word.
Yeah, I wrote no at work. Feel that? I wrote no at work on a brown paper bag that I had just got from getting like a chicken and broccoli lunch special at lunch. Like I was going to the studio, like I was doing the rap thing, but I wasn't in high school no more, So it's kind of like I got to do something. I'm doing the mixtape stuff. I'm doing like public access stuff and freestyles and all of that, but it wasn't really like lit like that. And then I remember when I did no, I had like a good job. Like I was working on, but I had just got the job probably like 2 months before. I only got the job because it didn't feel like nothing was happening with rap. You know what I'm saying? And I got a high school diploma. I don't got no criminal background. So in my mind, I don't got to just sit and wait for rap to pop. Like some of my friends had backgrounds by that age. I wasn't even smoking weed yet, really like that. I had just started smoking. No, I was smoking weed. I take that back. I was smoking weed because that was what I used to do with my check. I would pay my mom's bills and I would go get me some weed and then I would go home. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing stuff like that. And I remember I wrote No, No, No. And my managers, they had a good relationship with like DJ Enough. Shout out to DJ Enough. DJ Enough helped me get my deal with No, No, No. Hot 97, shout out to Hot 97. Um, he played the record. You know when they do like the rush hour mix at 5 o'clock, he played it for a week straight. And um I would be getting off work because I was still going to the studio, but I was still getting up going to work because I had a good job. I was working on Park Avenue in a medical liability office. I had no business even having a job that good, but my man worked here. He got me the job. So I was making good money. So I was going to the studio, getting up, tucking my shirt in, going to Park Avenue, still going to work. And I remember one day I was getting off work, and you know how when you're getting off, sometimes you might be leaving at like 5:05 or 5:03. You know, everybody talking what they gonna do for the weekend and this and that, what they about to do. And when I was walking out, I heard dun, 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 dun. Shout out to Jae Millz, and I'm like, so now everybody in the office is like, yo, this is your song, like, and I'm like, yeah, like, kind of embarrassed. Kind of embarrassed, like, damn, like this is crazy. And by the time, and this is in the radio era, so I want to hear it because once I leave the office, I can't hear it on the train or nothing. I was, so I'm like, all right. Now, mind you, I had a deal before this, but that deal was long gone. It was a group deal. It wasn't a lot of bread, and at that, I wasn't just about to just be twisted. So I went and got me a little job. He played that song for a week straight. Every day I'm talking about every day I went to get off work, he would play it and we would be walking to the elevator and everybody would be like, yo, what's gonna happen? What you think gonna happen? I don't know. But I'm still getting my ass up and coming to work. I know that
Like it was a
much.
regular
And
day.
that last
Uh-huh.
deal I had when I was at Motown and I was in a group, that's that single deal that I did, and I got about 5, 10,000, you know what I'm saying, for that single deal. That shit went fast after I bought some jerseys, some jewelry, and some Bo Jacksons. That shit didn't last long. You know what I'm saying? So I knew this time around, man, whatever. By the time the next Monday came, and I'm gonna wrap this question up real quick. By the time the next Monday came, I was in the Warner Brothers office with champagne, contracts. You know, they was like, you can take it with your lawyer, you don't gotta sign right now, but we just want to let you know this is on the table. I was like, okay. 2 days later, me and my lawyer, we went over it, we signed the contract, got it back. By that Friday, DJ Enough was still playing that song on the radio, right? This is 2 weeks in a row now. But now he's saying, congratulations to Jae Millz. You know what I'm saying? I see you about to get that deal. And I'm like, because I didn't want to quit my job because I hadn't got the money yet. Now remember, my first deal, I got like 10,000 for the single deal. When I did No, 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 I got 6 figures as an advance. So
Oh, damn.
I went from making like 1,000 every 2 weeks, feeling amazing, like with health benefits and all of this shit. Like I feel great. To them giving me an advance check for 6 figures.
Damn.
But I didn't quit my job because like when you sign the contract, you still that I don't know how it worked now, but back in them days, it took like another 3 weeks to get your check. You didn't sign and just get money that day. You know what I'm saying? When you did record deals in the like early 2000s and all that,
Mm-hmm.
you would sign, and it take like a couple of weeks for them to wire the money and do all of this to your management, your lawyer, and all that stuff. So I was still going to work, and I remember one day my manager came to see me, and he was like, "Yo, let me ask you a question. You still going to that job?" And I was like, yeah. He was like, he just laughed at me because he knew the money we was about to get. He was like, Jay, you can't keep going to that job. Like, I'm like, why not? Like, I get paid this week. He was like, yeah, but your money is coming. Like, your money is coming. Like, this ain't a single deal. You know what I'm saying? This is a different type of, this ain't a group deal. This is your deal. Like, and that's when it hit me. He was like, yo, you're a rapper. Like, you're a rapper now. And I was like, all right, cool, I get it. I went up, I went upstairs. Of course I got up the next day and went to work. Of course I did, right? Duh. Of course I'm going to go there because the money didn't come yet. If you telling me the money coming, but I get paid this week. So I'm going, and the job it was an amazing job, right? Yo, I promise you, I went in to work the next day. And of course, they listen to the radio there too. You know, I got managers that was a little older than me. You know, they're in a position of power. They feel, but I guess they looking at it like they know my life is about to change. So that heat you've been giving me around this little punk ass office on Park Avenue, I'm about to have 10 times as much money as you. And they called me in the next day and they fired me. Promise you.
Bruh.
Very next day they fired me.
They fired you. I thought they were gonna give you like praise and say, "Hey, good job, Jay."
Nah, they was like, "Yo, we think it's best, moving forward. If you just don't come in, it's nothing like a bad thing. We just want to go in a different direction." And I'm like, but they waited until I did the whole day. They did this shit.
Oh yeah, they do that. They did that. That clown that shit. Yeah.
Yo, I remember I walked out of there like, damn. But my manager told me to stop going to the job. Like, the word is out. Like, they congratulating you on Hot 97. Like, your bosses and your managers don't like that because they look at it like, well, why you coming here if you about to, if you know they, but I was so young, I didn't understand that. This was my first time really, because I was around everything, but it was like, man, I ain't about to just be out here chasing no record deal. Like, yeah, I make music and we making songs and all that, but when No 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 pop, that shit went from me working at this medical liability office on Park Avenue to me having to do 100 different versions of No 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 for Camilo, Enough, Bobby Trends. You got to do them for the big dog pit bulls, the heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that that's what it was. I just thought I just rap over beats and I'm going to be in the Source magazine. Like, I didn't understand promo runs and going to meet with the program directors and trying to sell them on why they should add your radio, your song to the program and not just leave it in mix show. I didn't understand mix show. I didn't understand BD. I didn't understand none of that shit. I just was working on Park Avenue in the medical liability office. I was just a fan. I just had a wall full of posters and pictures that I had cut out of the double XL, the Vibe, because I went to school for art. So my whole room was like an art collage of people that inspired me and people that motivated me. I had to take all that shit down.
Wait, why? I mean,
because you know why? Because I'm booked this Sunday to perform No 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 at Club Speed with Busta Rhymes and T.I.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, I got Busta Rhymes still on my wall for with the dreads for. He don't even look like that no more. But I'm a fan from when he was just another case of that OPT. I'm a fan of I had a song called Bring It Back. The hook was what? Heal up, will up, bring it back, come rewind, throw it out, mom, work your lower back in your spine, bring it back, heal up. Where do you think I got that from? I'm a fucking Busta fan. But once I'm in the same fucking league that Busta Rhymes is, I don't think I can have Busta Rhymes hanging up in my locker.
That's a fact.
It became real to me. It became like, yo, you can be inspired by them, but you can't go to sleep every night looking at these niggas on your wall. You're gonna bump into them tomorrow at the Def Jam building when you with my son.
So,
or you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
That's fine.
I tell everybody, man, the industry was college for me.
Yeah, especially then. So, unfortunately, man, I gotta play the song that got you fired. Hold on a second. I gotta play it right quick.
They got me out of there.
Listen, you doing too good, man. There you go.
Yo, now my gangsters and my hustlers stacking bucks, get up. My trendies and West Indies in the cut, get up. Lick off a shot if you're bumping with Jae Millz, and if the bouncer be like chill, tell them. Yeah, those dudes lame, we ain't the same as them. My crew move out shots of style like Biggs, Wayne and them. But if them boys catch me slipping, I ain't naming them. They ask for info, I'm like,
my bad, I ain't mean to play it.
That got me clipped.
My bad. But bring back, PTSD. But in a moment, I'm going to ask, some folks, at one point, if they want to come up and ask some questions. Typically, I don't do that.
I want to chop it up with the people. I see it's a few people.
Oh, yeah. Yo, so shout out to them. They got Franklin Strong. See, Franklin and Strong, they're like two folks that are there like in the industry as well. But at one point, I'm going to ask, in corporate, she does her thing. She out of D.C., you know what I'm saying? Mademoiselle, she's great at music. She knows her music. Philly's in the building. He's also a fellow Virgo in the building. Claire, who's the person who does the intro.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all letting me hold your ear hostage for a while because
For sure. Thank you. And also Miss Virgo, she's also a Virgo too. But go right ahead, Miss.
Oh, Virgo's in the building.
We in here, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. We run this, man. We in here. But go right ahead, Miss Melissa. Go with your question, Miss Melissa.
What's good? It's good to chop it up with you. You're so full of information. Like you probably eliminated like five of my questions just by giving the answer ahead of time. So that's cool. I'm just gonna scratch those out.
I talk, you know what it is? I talk too much. I'm a Virgo, yo. I talk too much, yo. It was so many times like I just got into relationships with girls I had no business getting into it with because I just could talk. Like I could talk and I could listen too. That's the thing. Like I talk and then I listen. This is like that's a bad combination. Like when you try not to get involved with chicks, that's a bad combination.
That is. You right, because it comes off like you actually want to be there.
Yeah, and
So
I don't.
yeah.
I'm just trying to be nice. I'm just trying to be
Okay, so
nice.
let me go backwards and then move forward. So
Okay.
for me, listening to you talk about music, and I think for me, my sister had the NWA album.
Okay.
So she used to play that all the time. And I didn't understand it's the world's biggest, you know what I mean? And so I remember I used to just be running up and down the parking lot with my friends and we would be singing that. We had no idea. And somebody's Mima pulled me to the side one day and was like, "Look, girl, do you know what you singing about? You know you try to be grind singing about." Yeah.
She was like,
I was
nah.
cringe. Let me tell you something. Baby, I am currently I have three grown children and eight grandbabies. If I thought for a second I would hear them outside singing half the stuff I was singing that age, you remember like hide and go get it? Yo, I would peel them from
Yo.
their
Yeah, just
bodies.
listen. I used to, yo, it was this song called, I don't know what it was called, but I know the hook was Your Mama's on Crack Rock.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
Oh yeah, now my
I
mama.
thought I thought that was one of the most amazing songs in the world. Can you imagine if a song came out right now, your mama, your pops is on fentanyl, and it had kids singing it to another little kid, like, and they had a video too, like they had the playground, like your daddy's on fentanyl, your daddy's on fentanyl. It's like little kids, they just bop into that, and we listening to it, we working out to it and all of that. That's what we grew up on. We grew up on some wild. We grew up on some wild shit, man. Cisco had two verses to the thong song, and they both was the same thing. We ain't give a fuck.
We didn't.
We ain't give a fuck. We saying that shit. We
Mm-mm.
saying that shit.
That was during the time where you could buy one hot pickle or one hot Big Mama sausage off the ice cream truck,
Hey,
take one
yo.
down, pass it around. Now we can't do that. We can't do that. Candy
Definitely,
necklaces was in
definitely
rotation.
can't do that.
Can't do that. Cannot. Okay.
Definitely
So
cannot.
leading into that, first question, official question. What is the first thing that you bought as a manifestation of which you only wished you could buy prior to having the ability?
Um, I don't necessarily think it was a buying thing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a moving thing. Like when I moved to Miami,
Mm-hmm.
mainly, all right, growing up, I used to watch a lot of like TV. Like I was real
Mm-hmm.
artsy with shit, right? And I used to watch, well, my grandmoms and them, they used to watch Miami Vice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was so intrigued by that shit. Like I used to think Miami was like some fake shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is how crazy my mind was. I used to think Miami was fake and Hillman was real. I thought I was
Mm-hmm.
going to Hillman. I said that shit in a rap before. Like I used to think when I got older, I was really going to Hillman. I always thought it'd be such a feeling. Only difference is that world didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I really thought that as a kid. I didn't think pelicans and flamingos in the street and like white Lamborghinis. I didn't know people wore suits with loafers with no socks and rolled the sleeves up. I didn't know people wore suits with crew neck t-shirts. That
Mm-hmm.
shit fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? So when I got older and I was able to move to Miami and live in a condo 30 floors up with a doorman, understand I come from Manhattan from New York City. I
Mm-hmm.
always lived in buildings with fire escapes and intercoms. They always had
Mm-hmm.
5 floors or 6 floors. I take it one step even further. I was born on 157th Street between Amsterdam and Broadway, apartment 3A. From there, I moved to 144th Street between 7th and Lenox, apartment 3A. And then I moved to 123rd and Lexington Avenue in East Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
129, apartment 3A. The building I lived in on the west side of Harlem was 129, apartment 3A. The building I moved to on the east side was 129, 3A2. All I knew was the third floor. All I knew was the third floor. When I finally got some money, I moved to Miami to the 32nd floor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that did to my mind? That's why you say it's like it wasn't nothing I bought. It was when I decided to put my shit in a Penske truck and get a TomTom GPS monitor from Best Buy on Route 4 and get on Route 4 and drive to Miami because I had found a
Mm-hmm.
crib. And when I got there, I'm on the 32nd floor with this balcony on Bayshore over the water and shit. I woke up in the morning, people was jet skiing out there and all that. And I'm like, damn, this is way different than sirens and fire
Mm-hmm.
alarms. You know what I'm saying? Shit going on all through the night. And it fucked me up to have quietness and live across the street from palm trees and water and shit. So just being able to, I think, move out of the hood with money I made from rap. This ain't no scamming shit. This ain't no fraud shit. I ain't doing
Mm-hmm.
nothing illegal. Like, this is money I made from making songs that I was writing when I had a job. If I could have made this type of money on Park Avenue to be able to move to Miami, I would have did it. So I would say that, and when I got my first rollie. But my first rollie was cool. It was a great feeling. But being able to move from the like New York City and take a chance somewhere, because I didn't move with a bunch of people. I moved by myself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I was out there with Young Money and being a part of that. I ain't have a bunch of homies with me. I had a crib, a car, and I had some money, and I had, my relationship with Wayne and them, and that's how I was working. But a lot of people wouldn't have took that chance and just moved to Miami. They would have stayed in their city where they was comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
So that was big
I
for me,
think
that move.
no, I celebrate. I congratulate you on that. I understand that, but my story is more basic and low budget. So like I took a chance of leaving home. I moved to Texas. I
Yeah.
stayed there in 2 years. And so I understand exactly what you mean. I don't know if you've ever been to the Dallas Fort Worth area,
Yes,
but
I was
there's
just in Dallas a few weeks ago. I was out there in Dallas a few weeks ago. I had to fly in the Dallas Love Air.
mm-hmm.
Yes, so I was out
Okay, so then yeah, you're familiar. So originally I'm from the DMV. I'm from Maryland. I currently live in Pennsylvania. But anyway, long story short, I also drove to Texas from Pennsylvania, which was about 21 hours in its
there.
totality. I
Yeah,
spent
yeah,
a break of that in Tennessee. But if you remember, or if you took that trail, there's this one long strip going into Texas where it's all these American and Texas flags, and it's like they're as huge as the sky is big. And I remember entering that part and going, God damn it, Melissa, you done moved to Texas by yourself.
yeah,
Now what? You know what I mean? And it was fun, and it
yeah.
was everything that I was scared to do, but I did it anyway just to scratch it off the list. So I
Sometimes you
get
got to
it.
take those chances. Sometimes you got to just take a chance and just be like, if it don't work, well, at least I did it. At least because I can't I'm one of them people that things eat away at me. It like eat away at
Hmm.
my mental. And it's like, I got to either find out if it's going to be a yes or a no. Like, I could live with a yes, I could live with a no. I can't keep waking up wondering what if, what if, what if, what
Hmm.
if. So it's
I
like,
get
if it's
that.
not going to work in Miami for me, or if it wasn't going to work in Texas for you, at least we needed to find out, because you could have stayed in the DMV and I could have stayed in New York, and I would have never known that we
Because
wouldn't
let me
even
tell you
have this
something.
story.
That part. What school did you go to in New York for art?
I went to the High School of Art and Design.
Okay. I used to work for the satellite office for the new school, Parsons.
Oh,
That's why I
okay,
asked.
okay, yeah, on
And
57th and Second.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
So I worked for them all the way up until right before COVID. And then they got super crazy when COVID came. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore when I grow up. Okay,
yeah.
last question. And then I guess I'll share the mic since I have to. What's the first experience that you have at writing something? and thinking, all right, this might be dope as fuck?
I started writing that around like, I want to say late 13, from around like 13, I started writing. I remember when okay, in art and design, when I was young, when I was in like the ninth grade, I had like, to paint a picture for you, I had like the crisscross braids. When I went into high school,
Damn.
I was crisscross.
Okay.
By the time I was in the 10th grade, I was Mase.
Okay.
All right. So I went to just to paint a picture. I was $MA
I got you.
in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you exactly like when I knew what I wrote was dope.
Yeah.
Um, I used to listen to a lot of Wu Tang. I used to listen to Crisscross. I used to listen to a lot of Mobb Deep. I used to listen to a lot of Nas
Mm-hmm.
and AZ. Like that was my thing that I listened to. Smooth, laid back, Asiatic, trying to go over your head with what I'm saying. But I also was a crisscross fanatic. So when I went into the high school of art and design as a freshman, I had a part in the middle, crisscross braids, 2 hoop earrings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Just walk with me. Walk with
I
me.
want it. Let's
2 hoop
get
earrings. I had the Bo Jackson joints, and I had some Eddie Bauer jeans. They was they was pleated. I was still wearing pleated jeans. You feel me? Yeah, man. Walk with me. Open up the microphones. I want people to understand where we was at with it because I want to
I
paint a
get
picture
this.
for y'all. Because she asked me a
Yeah.
question, and it really hit home. It made me think. When I went into art and design, I had the crisscross braids, ball fade on the side. Probably looked like a little stud. I don't know what was going on, but I had the little ball fade on the side with the crisscross braids, 2 hoop earrings, pleated jeans, right? So I'm nervous as a freshman, but one of the dudes I got cool with at lunch, he was a senior, and he was like a part of like Zulu Nation. Because when I got to high
Mm-hmm.
school, it's '96, so this is the ending of break dancing in the hallways, keeping a pilot marker on you to tag up on the 4 and the 5 and the 6 train. This is still like when people call you by your graffiti name. This is the end of that era, right?
Mm.
And by '97, though, when I'm a sophomore, my man Sergio, that was with Zulu Nation, he graduated. But he had already took me to the cool table where they doing the beat with their knuckles and a quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back there one day and I said my little raps that I had. That my little, my name is Jarvis Million and here, like I had my shit, but I wasn't really like I wasn't really confident yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was on 144th between 7th and Lenox one day because that's where I lived at, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
Vado is like one of my best friends. Me and Vado grew up together. I made Vado a rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, Vado's not a rapper. We just young on the block, hanging out, probably playing Manhunt and all that. Cam is walking down the block with Cam is walking down the block. I don't know if he with Jim Jones, but I know he was with Fat Sean and he was with somebody else. So Vado says, yo, there go Cameron, bro. You should rap for him. And I'm like, nah, I'm nervous. I'm like, nah, I don't want to rap for him. Like, nah. He like, yo, you should rap. Hey, yo, killer, yo, hold up, my man want to rap for you. And I'm like, yo, why did you do that? Like, I don't want to. So all my friends started like, yeah. So now they run across the street and Cam stops. This is like, let me know Cam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like right before, like around that time when he running around, like he probably trying to figure it out between the entertainment thing and starting a diplomat thing or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he probably was walking down the street. So I walk over there. He's like, yo, Shorty, your man said you rap. And I'm like, this is a true story. I'm telling y'all a true story. He
Mm-hmm.
said, yo, Shorty, your man said you rap. I said, yeah. And it's crazy because years later, Vado would end up signing to him. It's fucking crazy how world work, right? So he fucking asks me to rap and I say my shit. And Cam looked at me and said, he said, yo, Shorty, you nice. Next time, no, just look me in my eyes. And
Mm.
I was like, hold up. Because this is Cam that I listened to on the Ron G mixtapes. I grew up listening to you. I'm a fan. I'm super fanned out, but I can't tell you that in the moment because I'm so struck that you want to even hear me rap. Like I wouldn't even stopped you and interrupted your day because you such a god to me, right? I wouldn't even, yo, I rapped and he said, yo, Shorty, you nice. Next time, just look me in my eyes. So in my mind, I'm like, oh shit. So it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is cool. I just gotta change the way I talk to these fucking niggas. Bet. Bet. Now, this is when Cam is becoming Cam, Mase is becoming Mase, Big L is Big L. I'm listening to Casualties of a Dice Game. I'm listening to Stretch Armstrong on Sunday. I'm listening to Major Figures when they come to New York and they rap. I'm listening to this nigga named Beanie Siegel out in Philly, and he doing the P, the H, the I, the L. He doing shit where I'm listening to Dutch and Spade. I'm listening to all sorts of shit. And I'm remembering Cam said, Shorty, that shit is fire. Just look a nigga in their eyes next time. So now when I go to art and design, everything that I say is what you see now. It's aggressive. It's looking you in your face. It's I don't care if I'm in the 10th grade. Don't fleck these fucking braids, fool you. I'll flame any of you niggas, whether you're a junior, whether you take sequential math or physics, nigga, I'll flame. And that's how I went to school. I cut the braids off and I got me a do-rag with some new now. And I remember Nas said low profile, rap style, slick as new now. I saw that shit in the beauty shop. I said, oh, this the shit Nas be rapping about. I started using that shit for my waves. On God, this is 100% true story. And when Mase used to rap, how he used to have that, hey, I'm straight with money made, gotta go for cake. I'm the same cat told old Doug to show the tape. Now, and when he rapping, he moving his shoulders. Now my money straight. We fronting in every state. Cherry Yates. And I'm like, oh shit, I want to rap. I want to flow like that. But I want to have that aggression that Gilly the Kid from Philly got. Because I listened to Major Figures on Stretch Armstrong. Stretch Armstrong wasn't even coming on no more. But I still had tapes that I had recorded when they used to go up there. I was one of them people too. So my shit became, it wasn't so much what I was saying, it was how I was saying it. If that, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, you just got to change the way that you saying this shit because you rapping looking at the floor like you nervous, like you scared to even say what you saying. If you just like, maybe it was because I looked up to somebody like Cam because I used to listen to them so much. And when he told me that, it was like somebody that you look up to telling you, nah, what you doing is cool. Like your jump shot ain't fucked up. You just not jumping high enough. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got enough lift under your shot. But keep doing what you're doing. And then it's like, word, that's it. That's all I got to do is change. Bet. And that's it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I ever changed anything up from when I was like 13, 14 years old and I had that moment with Cam.
That's what's up. I like that story. It's encouraging. I feel actually hyped up now about that.
Yeah. And that's a real,
I
like, an
love
honest to God, true story. Like, and it's crazy how God worked. All of this was happening at a time where I'm just starting to rap. I'm 14. I'm just going to high school. So I'm going from being the senior in middle school to the freshman around. I got my little North Face, but my hood go into the collar. These niggas in art and design got the North Faces that Prodigy and them niggas be wearing. They got the joint with the big, the dry loft. They got drawstrings in their joint. Like, I don't, these niggas I got beef and broccolis. They got the joints Bishop. I didn't even know where to get the boots that Bishop was wearing in Juice. These niggas got 40 belows, and I'm going to school with Brooklyn niggas that rep some shit called a lowlifes. I don't even know what a booster is. They go to Bloomingdale's every day after school and come to school the next day with layers of new shit. Like layers of polo ski shit. And I'm like, how the fuck they getting all this polo shit? Like when we walk and we go in the end in the R train, they would go into Bloomingdale's and get crazy. I didn't know none of that shit. I'm coming from Lenox Avenue. I got box braids like crisscross. I don't understand what the low lifes are. I went to high school wearing Eddie Bauer pleated jeans. I didn't know what the fuck the low lifes was. I had to learn that shit. You know what I'm saying? I learned that shit in high school. Like you learn. I feel like everybody on here right now can honestly say they learned who they were in high school. Maybe not your freshman year, maybe not your sophomore year, maybe not even junior year. Some of us, it took till you was a senior for you to get your glow. But if you didn't find out who you were in high school, then you wasn't paying attention to yourself. You wasn't focused on yourself enough. Because by the time you leave high school, you should know who you are. Even if you don't know what you want out of life yet, you should know who you are.
No doubt about it. I don't disagree with that. That's A1. That is all. I'll put a pin right there because I got about 30 more questions loaded off that answer.
Oh
So
yeah, we gonna fire it up. We gonna fire it up. But here you go, man. What about, you remember this right here?
Exclusive. It's what we want for. Another day, another time. In the drug war, I live by the thug law.
If you saw me in the streets, kid, you wouldn't think that I'm a thug fade. Parted up the middle with the diamond stuff, but I come raw with the rawness. No preservatives and murder pigs and
93 meets the better right here.
Me had a tendency to smoke the remedy, watching for the enemy so we can live infinity. When I do a pack, I'm wishing niggas watch my back and listen. I can't go back to prison, God, I need the capitalism. Though I squeeze, I'll be damned if we.
Yeah, they don't know that Mase right there.
That's young Mason Becker, man. I'm telling you, it was eras of. Oh man, this is a good conversation, man. Because I always tell people, if you sit down and you have a conversation with me, I'm pretty sure at this point y'all all understand where my aggression come from. You understand where my personality come from, where my humor come from. Like I was listening to Wu-Tang skits. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm from that era, but I I grew up listening to like Crisscross and stuff like that. And then it's like Wu-Tang. And then you get to that Children of the Corn era, that mixtape era where you old enough to go get mixtapes and hear freestyles on Ron G and SNS mixtapes. So you start listening to Big L and Cam and Mase and Gruff. But you remembered that you did like the Ice Cube dude. You used to listen, anything Ice Cube used to come out with when he wasn't in NWA no more, I felt like I used to like it. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to like all that shit. And then when Beanie came out, I used to like the Philly shit. Like because I was listening to Stretch Armstrong. So like I said, Major Figures would come up there and freestyle. But then Beanie was like the new thing. You know, I mean when Beanie came out, when I heard 1,000 bars on the Clue mixtape, come on, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But that's the era that I'm from. And all of those people that I just named, they made Jae Millz. Like if you could take me as a kid, like I was 14 years old, like 13 years old, making demo tapes. You know what I'm saying? I got my first deal at 17. My mom's had to amend it with a lawyer. You know, so was I a kid rapper? Was I a child rapper? Because I had a deal at 17. You know what I'm saying? So, but I never looked at it like that because it was happening so fast and I was getting older. But yeah, I got my first deal at 17. My first time being on the radio, I was 17 years old. I'm 42. I'm 42 years old. I'm about to be 43 this September as a Virgo. Now, some people might be like, God damn, my nigga, you old. Nigga, I'm blessed. I just said my first deal was at 17. Pop Smoke died before he was old enough to drink in the club. What the fuck is y'all talking about? The fuck is niggas be talking about? Like, I can't wait till I'm 62 telling niggas about shit that I was doing when I was 18, 19 years old. Cause I can name about 18 to 19 rappers that didn't make it to 21. Niggas didn't even make it to hear they songs in the club. I don't want that legacy. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to sit up here and be like, yo, my nigga, I was raised on Crisscross. I was raised on the Woo. I was raised on Ice Cube. Nigga, Children of the Corn raised. I just sat up here and told niggas a story about how Cam made me become a rapper that didn't look at the floor when he was rapping, but looked somebody in their eyes. If Cam never tells me that, y'all don't get Big in My Trouble or what? If Cam never tells me that, y'all don't get me against Murda Mook. Cause you don't get that version of Jae Millz without a nigga that Jae Millz looked up to telling him some shit that inspired him. Lil Wayne used to always tell me it's nothing wrong with being inspired. It's nothing wrong. He used to be like, that's what's wrong with the generation after us, Mills. They got a problem with saying they was inspired by a nigga. This is Lil Wayne that told me this. This is probably over a decade ago. In his house, he told me this. You wouldn't think that he think like that, but just on some real shit, it's like we was all inspired. When did it become not cool to say so and so inspired me? I said I took the Busta Rhymes posters and all of the Wu-Tang posters and the Mase posters. I took all of that down, not because they didn't inspire me no more, but I had to look at that wall and see what could I do to be on somebody's wall. They still inspired me. I just told you how I cut the crisscross braids off because of Mase. I don't got no problem with saying that. Why? Because I rap and Mase rap or Cam still put out. Why I can't say somebody inspired me? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with saying like, yo, so and so help. Dave, when we was on the phone yesterday, what did I tell you was the punchline that made me be like, I want to do that?
About the quarter.
Come on, man. Put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself. Yo, what year did the fucking symphony come out, bro? I was born in 82. I was born in 82. I have no problem with showing my age because we live in an era where that shit don't even matter. This is the oldest y'all have ever seen rappers be. This is history. You ain't never seen rappers be as old as Nas and win a Grammy for Best Rap Album of the Year. When have you ever seen it before? This is history you watching right now. You know what I'm saying? When he said put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself, I probably wasn't even 10 years old yet. I wasn't rapping yet. I knew that shit was fire. I knew when I said shit, I wanted it to be a double entendre or just something that means this, but I didn't know what a metaphor was. They hadn't taught me that in school yet. What a metaphor was. I learned that shit through Big Daddy Kane. I learned that shit through rappers.
Yeah, that's fire right there.
Bust on your couch, now you got Siemens furniture. I didn't know nobody that had Siemens furniture, but I knew that commercial came on TV every fucking day. I knew that shit came on every fucking day. Damn, that was fire. That bar was fire, what he said. Bo knows this and Bo knows that, but Bo don't know Jack because Bo can't rap. Oh shit. I got the Bo Jacksons and I'm a Bo Jackson Deion Sanders fanatic. That's Bo's little thing. Bo know this and Bo, oh shit, but Bo can't. I want it to be like that. I want to say like cool shit that you hear and be like, oh, that's crazy. That was dope how you did that. That was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. And Big Ock, I know Big Ock got a question. Then Mademoiselle has a question. Go right ahead, Mr. Big Ock.
Yeah, I'm a fan of your potent music series.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate
you know
it.
what so I was just wondering, man, if you did the first potent music, did you like know it was gonna be a series or it just happened?
I created it as a series. Honestly, I created it because Young Money was such a, and shout out to Young Money, shout out to everybody over at Young Money. That's my family still. I always got think people think I left on bad terms and I didn't. I really just left because I didn't feel Wayne was obligated to do anything more that he had already did to me. I mean, did for me, pause, in a time where he was going back and forth with Stunner. You know what I'm saying? So just to be clear, when I started the Potent Vibes Only series, I had left Young Money, right? And I didn't want to do like Dead Presidents 3 or Property of Potentness 3. Or I mean, I kept the Virgo mixtapes and Potent Musics going because that was like something that people really, really latched onto me for. But I was like, damn, I gotta create something that's only you can only attach it to the chapter after Young Money. Like anytime if you listen to Potent Vibes Only or if you like anything on Potent Vibes Only, that means you was rocking with me after I left Young Money too. Because you can't find a Potent Vibes Only project that I put out when I was with them. So if you like focused on my focus or as I flowed or any type of, because I feel like Potent Vibes Only is also reflective rap. It's also me rapping from a point of things I went through. Whereas Potent Music and a lot of those like Zone Out Seasons and the floods and all of that, I was still living in the moment. I was still like on the Billboard charts. Everything is new to me. I'm traveling. I'm on tour with Wayne for 6 months. So I was rapping through a lot of that on the Flood mixtapes and the Potent Musics, right? Potent Music, that whole series was when I moved to Miami. If you listen to the very first Potent Music, that I recorded that in my crib that I got when I moved from Jersey to Miami and I was living on the 32nd floor. I recorded that project, Potent Music 1, in my condo in my closet by myself. And then I took it to like the Marlin studio on South Beach and I got it mixed. Potent Vibes Only was stuff that I did after my surgery. I had a surgery uh in 2015, and I left Young Money the end of 2017. So Potent Vibes Only was kind of like, and then we was dealing with the COVID thing. Everything was like, so I was like, let me just create something where, and this is another thing. When I created the Potent Vibes Only series that we talking about, we was going from that Piff, my mixtapes era. You know what I'm saying? We was going from the, when your mixtape come out, it's on like a website. Like we had moved into like people was just putting projects on like Spotify and Apple Music, but you're not necessarily rapping over instrumentals. You rapping over original beats, and you just making it an EP or something. So I kind of just started doing that with the Potent Vibes Only thing, and I wanted to keep it as its own thing. That's crazy that you say that. I actually got a Potent Vibes Only Part 6 coming out in about 2 weeks. Like I'm working on it right now. That's crazy that you said that. I'm probably gonna go up to 10. I know that sounds crazy in this generation, but I'm probably gonna go up to Potent Vibes Only 10, and then I'm just gonna leave that, leave it what it is.
You should go to the 11th because your birthday September the 11th. Bomb.
That's fun. The crazy thing is, I got a whole nother project coming out this year for the Virgo season. So, but that would be a dope idea to go up to 11. I was gonna stop at 10, but I might go up to 11. Just for the Virgo gods, I might go up to 11. But you want to know something funny? You want to know how my mind works? This is why I like Virgos is we think too much. You know how you said you should go to 11 because your birthday is on the 11th. My mind work like, well, going to 10 would be perfect because I'm born on September 11th, and September's the 9th month. I could end it on part 10 because that's the 10th, and I'm born on 11. So that could be in the mid, but that's too much. That's too much. Like,
Yeah, I do the same thing.
yeah, that's too much. Like my brain just be working overtime too much sometimes, man. It's not even that serious, but 11 might be the one to go to.
Yeah, I think that's a Virgo thing. We just super analytical for no freaking reason, man. What up, the
No
bit
reason.
American?
That's why I answer so many questions when you ask me one, because it'd be like, yo, my mind just be going, and you'd be like, well, damn, I X that off the list. You probably already answered that. And I don't even be meaning to do that. I promise I don't.
Oh, no, you good. Go ahead, my fault, big guy. My fault.
Yeah, I got one more question, whatever. How did you end up on the What If project with Fathom? Because I didn't even expect to hear you on that project, and I'm going through it. But on that Safe House joint.
Yeah. Shout out to Fab. Shout out to Fathom. He had hit me up about jumping on a joint, and I was like, all right, well, you know, I'll be cool with doing like a lot of different features with people because I feel like we're in an era where it shouldn't be hard to do things with people if you want to do it, if the business is right, and if it's dope. It's like, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't be seeing the issue. So the record was dope, cool people's. And when I heard the final version, I was like, oh, that it came out even crazier than because the idea was already like sent like to me like, yo, this is what we gonna do. It wasn't just like, yo, just do whatever you want to do. It's like, nah, this is what it was real like tailored, right? So, and I know like a lot of people don't expect me to hear, you don't expect to hear me rapping with rappers anymore. You know what I'm saying? People might look at it like, man, Jae Millz, he passed all that. But I love rapping, bro. And aside from that, I love rapping with rappers that get busy. Where you like, how you could hear somebody and be like, ooh, that was, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause even as me being a rapper, like if you listen to this whole conversation we having, I was a fan before I was the man. It wasn't like I just was getting a bunch of street money and then I just jumped into rap talking my story. It's like, nah, nigga, I wrote my single at work. Like I know what it feel like to be a fan. I know what some dope shit is when I hear it. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard, I'm like, and Fathom is dope. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, yeah, this is definitely something I don't think people gonna expect. And Safe House came out fire. Make sure y'all go check that out if you
Yeah,
haven't.
it's a fire
Make sure y'all
track.
go.
RJ
Make
Payne
sure
on
y'all
that
go
too.
stream that. Yeah, it went crazy. It went crazy.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
don't think it was no
Like
cussing on the
rappers.
whole project. I don't think it
That's
was
what I'm
no foul
saying. Like
language on that
rappers.
whole project. That's what made it
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's why I be saying I like doing stuff like that because unexpected. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we all got busy too. Like that's like I definitely, if y'all ain't check out that record, you definitely go stream that Safe House. We went crazy on there. Like we went crazy. Everybody went crazy on it.
Yeah, it's a lot of people on that project because my man is on that Apathy. One of my friends, so I was listening to it. He was on there, and I noticed Mickey Fax was on there, and I saw you on there, and I saw
Yeah.
RJ Payne. I'm like, man, this shit is stacked.
Yeah. A lot of rappers, man.
Stacked.
A lot of rappers, man. Shout out to everybody on that project. Shout out to everybody that's still spitting. You know what I'm saying? It was easy. It
Exactly.
was easy to get caught up in the drill wave. You know what I'm saying? It was easy to get caught up in, the West Coast is doing their thing right now, so it's easy to get caught up in trying to make a bop that they could dance to and all that. But it's good to just hear niggas that just like to hear a good beat and they just want to rap. They just got some creative shit that they put together. All I need is 40 seconds. Give me 16 bars. I don't care who on the record. I don't care who did the beat. I don't care if it ain't a nigga with a name. I don't need my producer to get credits on it because it's like, nah, like I don't. If it's fire, it's fire. I think we've grown into that. I want to ask you that question. Like, do you think we've grown out of that the gatekeeping where it's like if it's not spoke about on this platform or how if it wasn't spoke about in this magazine, we didn't take it serious. So if it's not played on the radio, we don't take it serious. I feel like we've grown out of that, and it's like we can like what we want to like as people now, and it kind of opens up the genres.
Exactly.
Like we could enjoy what we all want to enjoy as people. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what helped with the lyricists right now too. Like people who are great lyricists and niggas might not even know how to put a good hook together, but shit, he might get on a song and go 32 with no hook, and that shit'll work nowadays. You know what I'm saying? A 24 bar verse with no hook and a fire beat that's saying some catchy shit. You can be out of here with that nowadays. There's no format anymore. So you can kind of that's why if you look at they talking about the Freddie Gibbs album or the Clips album or this one. A lot of people like JID. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about a lot of they talking about Raekwon album. If you just listen to a lot of the people, not saying everybody listens to those people or like those people, but the fact that you can even get attention in this era just being lyrically nice. You know what I'm saying? Like if you really just think about that, if you could just be lyrically nice in this era and get your shit off, that's like the revolving doors coming back around.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, there's a lane for everything nowadays, man.
It's a
And you
lane
talking
for
about this right here?
everything.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
If you listen to that verse, man, every bar, I made sure, because when you know who you rapping with, it's like, all right, no fillers. Every bar, you gotta be going. You know what I'm saying? I'm a treasure like Chadwick Boseman's last scene. I'm like Eric Sermon. All I know is my eyes green. You know what I'm saying? Like your flow outdated like print magazines. I'm Bobby Digital, analytically critical. Your flow outdated like print magazines, but I'm Bobby Digital. That's a bar right there with itself. With the print magazines and the Bobby Digital, analytically critical. Reduce your fraction to not a decimal is visible.
Yep.
That's that Wu-Tang shit. That's when you tap into that. That's that Wu-Tang shit. I never learned with bowling balls, but I could juggle syllables. That's that rap shit. That's that Big Daddy Kane shit right there. That's that put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself. That's where all of that come from. And if I was saying it to you, I would be looking you dead in your fucking eyes while I'm saying it. That's what that shit that Cam told me when I was 13, 14 years old that I never forgot. You that's why I'm like with Potent Vibes Only, I'm rapping from a reflective era. If you listen to all my raps now, man, to be honest with y'all, I ain't trying to impress nobody because I feel like the people I was trying to impress through the decades, they told me how dope I was already. So now it's like, oh, I'm trying to impress 21-year-olds and 20-year-olds that's gonna look at me like, nigga, you old, unk. No, I'm not trying to impress y'all. Mission accomplished. I already got respect from the Method Mans and the Talib Kweli's and Nas and a fucking Busy Bone and you know what I'm saying? I got songs with Fat Joe. I got songs with Twista. I got songs I did with Swiss Beats. I got songs I did with Jada. I've been in the studio with the Locks when they was working on We Are the Streets, and I was just a young nigga in the corner. And I went to school the next day like, yo, Jada said some shit about I hop out the yellow Lex with the ears, the color yellow to like he said some crazy shit in the studio last night. And then Sunday I heard Stretch Armstrong play it on the radio. I'm a student. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a full student of this shit. So everything that I'm rapping right now as a 42-year-old man that survived this shit and didn't have to go to jail, didn't have to get shot, didn't never have no wild scandal to help sell no records, whether I sold them or I didn't. I'm here to tell you a story of how I made it to this point. Like, I used to live in 3As, 3As, 3As. My house has 3 floors now. I don't live on the 3rd floor. I have 3 floors in my house now. I could rap about how I got to this point with never putting the album out. Some niggas might be like, yeah, but my nigga, all you did was have a little bit of success with Every Girl in the World and Bedrock and that Wayne shit. Nigga, you better be lucky that you got with Wayne. I am lucky I got with Wayne. Maybe if you were luckier, you wouldn't be in the position that you in your life, and you would have 3 floors in your fucking house too, or for being on those 2 songs that you claim was all I ever did in my life. You just forgot the 50 projects of music I put out by myself, and you'll just go straight to Every Girl in Bedrock, but you won't talk about the fucking 5 Potent Musics and the 2 Dead Presidents and the 5 Flood projects, the fucking 7 Virgo mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? You won't talk about Back to the Future and the 2 Zone Out seasons and the Footer Went. Like I've put out 50 projects of music in my life. Can't no nigga make me feel a certain sort of way because I didn't put an album out when I was with Young Money. That shit is a joke. That shit work in battle rap where niggas can make you feel like your accomplishments ain't shit because they didn't accomplishment. Nah, nigga, I can name 50 rappers that would give anything to have been on Every Girl in Bedrock and reap the benefits of that shit and not live where they grew up at. I can name I could probably name 100 of them. But if we have a conversation, they'll be like, the fuck that nigga Jae Millz ever did? That nigga ain't never do nothing. Like what? Because he was with Wayne and he was on Dedex. Yeah. Because when I turned that mirror on you and asked you what you did, we stopped talking quick. We probably might not make it to a minute of you telling me what you done. We gonna stop talking quick. Like I could sit up here and have a conversation like this with y'all for another 4 hours if that's what it called for. Cause I still got a bunch of shit that I could tell you about things I've been through from me getting a deal when I was 17 to me being 42. That's a long fucking time to be in the industry. I said I got a deal at 17. I started writing raps at 13. So I started writing at 13 and had a deal and it was on the radio by 17. How many of them could say that? No, no, no was my first single. It debuted at 43 on the Billboard charts. How many people could say their first single they ever put out and they was just working a job 2 weeks ago? Just did not at that time. Not in 2003, you couldn't. How many niggas that's even talking to me about what I did in my career was out in 2003?
That's a fact,
You
man.
niggas, niggas ain't here no more. And if they are still here, they still living the same way they was living then. But when I talk like this, I'm being like cocky. No, I'm not being cocky. I'm being real. You can't downplay the shit that I did in my life and my success because it might not be up to the standards of what you think I should have did, or because you comparing my success to Drake's success, or you comparing my success to Tiger's success, or you comparing my success to fucking Lil Wayne's success. How about you compare my success to yours? Let's start right there. Let's start the conversation that the shit that I did, let's forget about all the other people that you want to compare me to and compare me to you. We're not gonna talk for that long because there's not that much to compare. Y'all niggas wasn't the reason why niggas started watching battle rap on the Smack DVDs. I was. Let me ask you a question. When people talk about battle rap, they'll say, oh, it's a Mount Rushmore and Murda Mook is here and Loda Lux is here. And those is my niggas. Murda Mook, Lux, Rex, all these my niggas. We grew up together, battling together. But niggas will start naming Mount Rushmore battle rappers and name all niggas I battled and beat and name all niggas that if you ask them, like when we was coming up, like who was the Mount Rushmore? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Millz was like Jordan, bro. Like Millz was like a different type of nigga. Niggas know that. Everybody know that. But they'll try to make it seem like battle rap started on the internet. Like it started when you started looking at battles on YouTube. Nah, it didn't start there. That's where y'all caught on to it at. I had just went and got a deal at 17. When you saw me on Smack DVDs, I had a deal. I was doing all that shit as a nigga with a deal. They never had deals. They was just doing it. The fuck make you think that a nigga was doing it bigger than me when I was always bigger than them? But if you ask a nigga, yo, oh, my Mount Rushmore is so hold on, y'all just skip me. So I'm like before Christ. I'm like BC. Like that's that everything that I did when you talk about battle rap and you talk about Big in My Trouble or what, and that last chapter on the Smack DVD, I created that. There was no battles on Smack DVD before Jae Millz. I created that whole chapter. That was me. How easily we forget. You know why you forget? Because I went on and I did some whole other shit that overshadowed that shit. It made when I what I went and did with Wayne and all of that, and being a part of that Young Money roller coaster, that shit was bigger than anything I did on the DVDs. So they tried to like wipe it out like it never happened and start a chapter after that. No, I don't let niggas do that. I make sure I let niggas know every time that shit begin with me. If you know Murda Mook, you know Jae Millz. Cause 9 times out of 10, your introduction to my nigga Murda Mook was when we went to war. But niggas act like they don't remember that. They'll be like, oh shit, my first time seeing Murda Mook was when he battled on Summer Madness, this or that. You'd be like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Stop lying, nigga. Stop lying, nigga. You watched us go crazy on that picnic table on 125th Street in front of the State Building like everybody else. But you don't want to give niggas they props for being before. It's the same thing if you, what I'm telling you, what I went through with niggas, that's what Murda Mook and Loaded Lux go through now. With this era of battle rap. Now niggas is saying that they not legends now. Like, niggas is skipping over them saying like they just some old niggas, like they didn't do their due diligence and put their work in and be legends. It's like as time go on, niggas just get moved out the way. Like, niggas don't give a fuck about Oscar Robertson because you ain't see it. You don't got no footage of it. So your only memory of a nigga averaging a triple double is Russell Westbrook.
That's a fact.
You don't remember Oscar Robertson. It ain't no footage. It ain't viral. It wasn't no cameras when he was averaging a triple double. But there was a nigga that did it before you realized it. That's how I feel like I am in battle rap.
Yeah, it was definitely you. Now, real quick, right before you go to Mademoiselle, Miss Sean Price, Miss Bernadette Price is right there. She just pulled up right there. Jay, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Peace,
Yo,
peace.
yeah. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Miss
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man.
Yeah, we ain't here. So, let me see here. Let me just do this right here. All right, let me do a reset right quick. Give me like 2 seconds.
Hello everyone. Please, can you go to Instagram and find Jae, that's Jaemillz, that's Jaemillz, and give him a follow. Did you know he hosts a podcast? The details are in his link tree. Thank you all for rocking with David and the Great Lyricists Only podcast. Don't forget to join the house if you've got a pink ticket on Clubhouse, and follow on Instagram. Now, David, back to you.
Let's be clear right there. But yeah. So I'm glad Miss Bernadette pulled up. Again, if anybody else has any questions, please let me know. I'll allow you to, do your thing. But Miss Bernadette, Jay, you know what I'm saying? She just dropped her debut album. You know what I'm saying? We got to go play some of that too. Yeah, like I would love to hear y'all talk about as far as like New York and just I don't know, man. It's great to have y'all here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy to have, you know what I'm saying, New York in the building. Even though I'm from Miami, But I'm still. Hey, wait. As a matter of fact, what part of mine were you done like in Brickell or something like that?
I had a crib in Brickell, and then I
I
lived
knew it.
down.
As soon as you said 32nd, I'm like, yeah, he down to Brickell.
I had a crib on North Bayshore, like 19th and North Bayshore, and then I had a crib on Southwest 11th in Brickell.
Okay, yeah. So I grew up on I was born in Little Haiti, raised at about Aventura Mall. Not too far from Miramar, but that's where I was at. But yeah, so if you have any questions, y'all can come right on up, or at least ask in the chat. It's up to y'all. But again, thank you. So Miss Brenda, do you have any questions? You know what I'm saying? I would love to know. You have any questions, Mr. J? You have vice versa for y'all each other?
No, I ain't got no questions. I was just listening in. I watch battle rap from time to time. And it's just like, the hip hop, same shit. You know what I mean? If everybody bring, like he was saying, if everybody bringing 10 and 20 people with them, how you making money?
Yeah, that's what I realized that when I get there, it's like this is something I
I go
realized
through the same thing.
when you throw events, like especially with
hmm
battle rap events, you got to always think about everybody that's booked to battle is coming with an entourage.
Exactly.
And if you really trying to make your bread, it's like, all right, well, if you got 5 battles and you got 10 battles, like when you start doing that type of math, you start
hmm
thinking like, oh, hold on, how am I gonna make my bread? And then you think you paying the battle
Right.
rappers thousands. Aside from paying them their fee, you got to get us a room. Room
Right.
probably, you probably got to get a room for a day or two, depending on if you want
hmm
to do face-offs and all of that. That start adding up, and then you start before you look at it, you like, man, I'm about 50, 60 in the hole.
That's
When you
right.
think about it, you like, well, are you gonna make that back on the pay per view? You gonna make it back on the door, or are you gonna make it back on the bar? And I think when I got back in like my first battle, like coming back into battle rap from the mainstream world, like with Young Money and all that,
hmm
I battled K Shine in 2018. I always say that was the year I died, and I came back to life after that. But
hmm
when I battled
hmm
K Shine, that was like death on arrival. That was my moment where people got to see me look for my mouthpiece in the ring like Mike Tyson. That was that moment. But when I went to
Right.
that battle, I noticed something. I'm like, damn, ARP packed a lot of people in here. He did the pay-per-view, he did the ticket sales and all that. And I remember being like, there's no, but maybe this is me coming from being on tour with Lil Wayne for all these years. I'm like, damn, not one of us got a table where we selling merch in this club right now. Like, I don't got no statue stuff. Like, K Shine didn't
Right.
have no zip 'em up hoodies like he. And I was thinking like, yo, why we don't be selling merch at the events? I didn't realize yet what was going on. So when the battle came out, I tried to post one of my clips and it got taken down.
Mm.
And I kept trying to post it on Instagram and it kept getting taken down. So I hit ARP and he was like, oh, let me hit Quarter Labs.
hmm
And I'm like, so now I'm like, so I can't even post a clip of me battling that you booked me for. Then you start to you start to revert back and you be like, well, damn, Jarvis, when they booked you, it did say that they owned this content in perpetuity. Maybe if you would
hmm
stop and think what perpetuity mean in perpetuity, that means that they could put this shit out in 50 million years and you ain't gonna get a dime of it. This is what you signing. So basically what you taking is you taking a fee to write 3 verses that's 3 minutes long. A song is 3 minutes. So I'm basically giving these
hmm
niggas 3 songs that I could never perform again. One, you can never say the battle verse again. You can't get no money off of it. You can't even post it without them clearing it with the people that they got to deal with to boost the streams up on it in the first place. So then you start to look at it, you be like, so hold on. I'm just getting paid to come up here and rap some shit one time and I can never say it again and I can't make no money off of it, but y'all own it for life and I can't
hmm
even sell no t-shirts in this shit. I can't even I can't sell no caps or nothing because y'all selling. Then it got to the point where you can't bring food in cuz they got catering here. Nigga, I don't want to eat
Oh
this
no.
this
Right.
baby shower food, nigga. I don't want to eat this food. That's why niggas like Arsenal started pulling up to the battles with food that his mom's made. He was pulling up with trays of food, selling it for $20. He got yams. We had yams, barbecue chicken, greens, and cornbread. And he would have a cooler of sodas. He would pull up to the events in Orlando and all that, and he would open his trunk and sell food outside of Smack event. And we would
Smart.
just buy Arsenal shit. Cause it's like, well, damn, we'll support Arsenal. Nigga, bad enough we can't say the raps no more. Y'all want us to at least give us some per
They on
diem or something,
everything.
nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I love the battle rap world, and I would love to. Like I said, I wanted to do the Potent Battle League. I wanted to do it, and I started talking to people, and it's like I think I'm gonna go in the hole just on this first event. Like I don't know how I'm gonna get my investor his money back, and that was the scariest thing. Like, cause I was asking my fiance, like, babe, he gonna give me this, 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 this. I could get Clips, I could get Rex, I could hit Shuni, I could like I already had the people that I know the people that it's like, nah, don't hit Lux, don't hit Mook, don't hit Goods. It's certain niggas is like, nah, this budget ain't for that. But I know the people that I could be like, yo, if you do this for me, blah, 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 and I could get it done. And then I started thinking like the problem ain't gonna be getting them to do it. How am I gonna make this man his money back? And I can't just make the money back. I have to make it back. It gotta come back pregnant. I can't just give him the money back he gave me. That's not what you're doing the business for. And I was like,
Right.
I just don't see how I could do it. But maybe you got to think we dealing with the streamers now. So you got the Castanets and you got the Playboy Max and Phantoms and all of them and Duke Dennis and all of that. I feel like if streaming, if like the stream, if a streamer, pardon me, if a streamer gets into battle rap and they throw an event, it'll kind of serve as like a pay-per-view. Remember how they used to do the pay-per-views and it would be streamed live?
Yeah.
If a streamer with a big following taps into the battle rap world, and I don't know, maybe they move the battle rap stuff to Twitch. Um, I don't know. It's just the idea. We just having. I'm just thinking out loud. But if a
Mm-hmm.
streamer somehow can take his community and incorporate battle rap on a platform like Twitch, where they gifting you subs and people could be battling and you like what you're seeing and now you gift them 50 subs and then he get the money.
Right.
So it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
you could make more money, I think, battling on Twitch with the way that the not super chats, but the gifts and the subs and
The
all of
gifts,
the
yeah.
way that
Mm-hmm.
works, that might not be a bad idea, but somebody with a big following would have to do that. I don't think
True.
that's too much stress for me right now. But somebody that has a community over there, that would be dope for them to start throwing battle events on Twitch. That might be dope.
True. I think it'll work.
Yeah, that might be dope.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Melissa, you had a question? No, that was Bernadette. I don't know if you wanted to go ahead again. And then Melissa.
Hey, Miss Byrne, you got another question, darling?
I'm good.
Okay, good deal. I enjoyed that interview that you just did the other day. Diamond, was it Doggy Diamond, Diamond
Oh
Doggy? Am I
yeah.
saying it the right way?
Doggy
Back,
Diamond.
Doggy Diamonds, yeah.
honey, he was on top of. Anyway, so he was on top of it. I said, oh.
Yeah, I knew Doggy
Anyway.
a long time. He don't bite his tongue. That's for
Yeah, no
sure.
doubt about it. He don't play behind you. It was, and I love this. Shout out to you, Queen. I can't
Thank
wait to see
you.
you again, of course. Anyway, let me jump on over here. So,
Yes.
Jay, you've seen. I mean, you have stories, and literally from your childhood all the way up until you have future dates, God willing, that you're going to go to, and in the span from beginning to end. What I really want to hear is what are those wisdom nuggets? I mean, literally, I saw when Mase decided to have his run with ministry. I went to see him preach in Lynchburg, Virginia. He did this sermon called "You're Coming to See a Dead Man," and it was literally kind of in the reflections of such. For you, from your younger self, 17, even before 17, when you just picked up the pen and was like, I'm going to try this shit out and see where it goes. To the moment you quit your job or they told you you really quit when you made that music. They just helped you leave because sometimes we don't pay attention. So God just have to kick us out. That's a conversation for another interview. But in that, what are your three wisdom nuggets that are like your youth, your mid, and your now, your grown man shit that you would pass on to somebody who looks at you the same way that you did in those exact three stages?
The youth, the young version of me, the young version, I would say listen more. The young version, I would say listen more. The middle, the middle version, I would say be more patient and don't rush. You know, I like when you're in your 20s,
Mm-hmm.
30s, you feel like, oh, I gotta hurry up and do this. And then you be like, yo, what you in a like slow walk it, you know, enjoy it. You
Mm-hmm.
can't get the days back. So what you in a rush to get them over for? If I would have known that, like when I was younger, I probably would have. That's what I would say to myself. But to my future self, I would say trust the unknown more. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, I be wanting things to be so perfect with a lot of shit. Um, and I think sometimes I gotta learn how to just trust. Like how you was telling me with the job when I explained to you how I had my job and they fired me. I was waiting for my advance check and they just fired me because they kept hearing I was in the rating. And what you said, you put it in the perspective like sometimes God, he'll force you when you're not doing it and you trying to force his hand, he'll
Mm-hmm.
force it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to do it, he gonna do it for you. And that's why they fired me. Because I wasn't supposed to be keep going to that job anyway. I had a new chapter.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted this. I asked for this and now I have it, but I'm still going, I'm still reading the old chapter. So right now
Mm-hmm.
I would say trust the unknown for the future because everything not going to be perfect. Everything not going to be tailored to how I mentally want it to be, and I just have to trust that it'll be all right. You know. So when
That's
I
what's
was
up.
when I was younger, listen more. Middle age, be a little more patient. Don't rush through your days and your years. And right now, it's more of moving forward. It's more of like trusting the unknown.
Okay, bet. Can I
Yeah.
ask my own personal piece of advice?
Of course.
Okay, so I still get stage fright, right?
Uh
I
huh.
love what I do, but it's the accountability to the people that I feel like I want to put out there that makes me nervous. What would you tell me to do to get rid of that or to eliminate that to an extent?
Um, I want to ask you a question real quick before I answer that. I want to ask you: are you doing it for them, or are you doing it for you?
No, I do it for me. That's why I'm to myself.
Okay.
If I can remember that nobody's there, I'm great. But no sooner than I make eye contact, I'm like, oh snap, there are people here.
You know what you do? You know,
Uh-huh.
I tell my daughter this when she do her performances and all that, because she gets shot. And I used to do this when I got with Wayne, I went from doing like SOBs to the
Hmm.
American Airlines Arena. SOBs is like a small little club in downtown Manhattan that they do a
Hmm.
lot of like events at, a lot of showcases. American Airlines Arena was where LeBron and Dwayne Wade was playing at.
Hmm.
So when I came out on the stage that big, I was so nervous to catch eye contact with all these people that I kept moving around on the stage.
Hmm.
I was moving around. And what I learned is when I'm in those moments, just stare into the light. There's always a light somewhere that you could stare into. And I promise you, by the time you get to the middle of the verse or the hook, your vibe you gonna know where you at with it. You gonna know where you gonna be in control of the situation. Cause what it sound like is uh when you looking at people, it sound like you don't you overthinking the moment. Like you thinking like, damn, do they like what I'm
Real
saying?
bad.
are they
Real
are they
bad.
feeling it? Like, do I have something on my shirt? Do I? And it's like, in all actuality, you should just be thinking, man, as long as I do this the way I did it in my crib in that mirror and I get it, I know they gonna like it. You got to It's like me trusting. When I say trust in the unknown, you got to just trust that you killed that shit. That's it.
Bad.
You know what my fiance say to me every time I get off the stage? Because when I got back into battle rap, I take her to every battle with, like, it'd be a 15 of my homies and her. Like,
Hmm.
so when I got off the stage, when I lost to K-Shine, I like to say when I lost to K-Shine because it shows accountability. So when I got off the stage from getting killed, right? First thing she said to me was, "How do you feel?" I was like, "I feel good." She said, "Is this something that you could see yourself continuously doing? Or was this a money grab?" And I was like, "Nah, I want to do it again." And she's like, "That's it, good. That's it. Long as you want it, long as you not just doing this for the money or this. If you want to do this and you feel like, nah, I want to get back out there, well, you good. That's all that matters." And if you look into the light, even if you in a small venue or big venue, don't look at the people. Look into the light. Just stare into the stage light or the highlights or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just stare into that light and just tap in. At some point, you might even close your eyes. So
Yep, that's
what?
what
You
I
the
do.
artist. You know what I'm saying? You could close your eyes and you could close your eyes and stand at the mic and get into your artistry. We there for you. Now,
Word.
they can't stand there with their eyes closed unless they locked into your artistry too. But you could that for them 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes, you up there, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever that time you up there. I promise you, when you first go out on that stage and you start just look directly into the light until you feel comfortable enough with looking in somewhere else. You might want to look into the light for the whole performance. So, as long as you sound good, long as you sound
Right.
good, that's all that matters. Because trust me,
He telling the truth.
I was
He
Willie
telling
beaming
the
for a
truth.
long time, man. I used to have to throw up before I go on stage.
A
Ooh,
word?
I'm not
Yeah,
that
I
bad.
because I
Jeez.
used to be so nervous. I used to get so nervous. My nerves would get so bad. Like I don't want to mess up. I don't want to forget stuff. Like it was time. I
Yeah.
remember performing at a Funk Master Flex car show one time, and I was performing No No No, and I said the second verse first, and the first verse I had to say the first verse second. The first verse go, "Now my gangsters and my hustlers stacking bucks, get up, lick off a shot." I started the first verse off with "Yo, in school I was a rude boy," and by like the fourth bar, I'm like, oh shit. I'm on mine. I'm like, oh shit. This the second verse. We was at the
Yeah.
Funk Flex car show, and I know Flex
What is
Cars.
Ah.
this?
When I play the record on Hot 97, it don't sound like this when I first. But I said it so fucked up. I played it off when we got to the second verse. I just went back into all my gangsters and my hustlers, stacking bucks, get up. But I was so nervous, like I was so nervous in the moment. And when you get nervous like
Mhm.
that, you'll do some shit that you've never done before, and it'll throw you all the way off. I wish that day I would have just been looking at the highway. Like I wish I'd have just been standing because we was outside in a parking lot. I wish I would have just been kept looking at the fucking 95. Just keep looking at 95. Nigga, fuck everybody in this crowd because they gonna fuck your vibe up. And you gonna be the only one looking like an ass on YouTube. World star, you gonna be the only one, man. Nah, look into the light. Let the light guide
Look into the light,
It's the only
Caroline.
time you
I
tell somebody
got
look
it.
into the light, right?
I got it. I'm about to write a piece called exactly that.
Word up.
I'm telling you, watch. It's
I'm
gonna
gonna need
work.
that track too, man. Bernadette and Jae. Hey, look into the light. That'll be our next track,
Look
dog.
into the light, man. Look into the
That's
light.
it. That's
Yeah,
it.
sure telling the truth.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. And then Russ has a question, and then Swan, and then back to Big Ock, and then I can have some other questions. But go right ahead, Russ.
Yo, what's going on? Yo, Jay, what's happening, man?
What's good? What's good, Rush?
Nah, not much. Big fan.
I
Yo, like the
appreciate it.
first time I ever heard you rhyme, we didn't know your name, so you had like the Celtic jersey on, so we was calling you Black Celtic. That was your name for like I don't know how long, because we didn't know his name. Like, yo, you know my man, Black Celtic, man, it's crazy. Whatever his name
Black
is.
Celtic is crazy.
Then once we found your name, I was like, yo, my man is nice. My question I've heard rumors and things is it true that you the only person that Lux never beat in a battle?
Yeah, Luck. But I was Luck's first battle. I was Luck's first battle that he ever had as a battle rapper ever. Like yeah, I was. But it's just like Charlie Clip's first battle was with Fred the Godson. It wasn't good. It was bad for Charlie Clips, but that was his introduction to face combat battle rap, and that probably made him a beast. Just like me and Lux battling, that probably made Lux a beast. Lux said that I didn't know that he hadn't never battled before. Because I had already heard his name. I knew he was nice, but I didn't know that he had never battled anybody before. He told me, yo, that was my first time ever battling somebody before. I just was rapping in the hood. He said, but your energy when you walked up to me and you was like, yo, come outside. He said, it felt like you wanted to fight. We was at my little brother's basketball game. He played like for Mount Carmel. It was like Mount Carmel versus St. Charles. They was in like elementary or something. And he was at the game and we was like up by his projects, like where the game was at. So I was like, yo, you rap, right? And they was like, yeah. I was like, yo, come outside. And he was like, all right. And we came outside. We just started rapping in the hallway. And this is the funny story. That night that we battled is when I met Keisha Morris. That was Pac's wife. She heard us battling that night and she took my phone number. She came to my crib that night. She picked me up, my mom's, my brother. She took us down to the Hit Factory in Midtown Manhattan, and she introduced me to Tone, Naj, and my son. And that's how I got with Wanna Blow, with Problem Children and my son and them. This all happened in one day. I battled Lux. She heard me. She took my number. She came home. She called me, said, I'm going to come get you. Took me to the Hit Factory. I had never rapped in front of my mom's before. I remember when I got to the Hit Factory, Tone and my son and all, Chi Ali, like word, all of them was in there. Chris Lighty, all of them was in there. And Tone was like, yo, let me hear something. And I remember I looked at my mom's, because I'm like 14 at this time. I'm like, but I had just cut the crisscross braids off. So I look at my mom's, I'm like, Mom, can I curse? I said this shit in front of my son, Chi Ali, Drez from Black Sheep, all of them was in the studio. I'm 14. When they asked me to hear something, because they had heard what Pac wife told them on the phone, she gassing it up like, yo, he just battled this kid at the basketball game. He nice. Y'all gotta hear him. But she done put so much sauce on it. Mind you, I don't even know Keisha Morris like that. I just met her 3 hours ago. And she got me in the studio introducing me to my son and all these things. I'm like, I never even been in a real studio before. So I rap. I mean, I asked my moms, can I curse? She like, Jarvis, go ahead. So they start laughing. I went crazy. I just started doing shit like I was saying all of the raps that I had in my 5-subject book that I would write in school. I would just keep adding them together. I would say one page, another page, another. These rhymes don't even go with each other, but I'm just trying to rap as long as I can. Because you got to remember, I listen to Stretch Armstrong. I listen to Funkmaster Flex. Get your tape decks ready. I buy Clue mixtapes. I write my rhymes to J Arms instrumental mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like in a whole nother world by the time I get here. He asked me who my favorite rapper. I say Mase. I don't even know at this time Tone is managing Mase. And my son is on Mase's new album called Double Up, about to come out on a song called Start From Scratch. I don't even know none of this is happening at this moment. I know nothing about this at all. I don't know. I never even heard of my son before. But about a week later, after I met Tone and I got with my son and them, my son, lefty, gun up in the right palm, popping niggas in they. I'm like, oh, this the nigga I rap with. I'm like, this nigga on the Rough Rider compilation? Like, oh, they must be somebody. I don't know what the fuck is going on at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm only a 13, 14-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? But from that, when I find out he managing Mase, I'm like, oh, this is a small world. I just told you I just cut the crisscross braids off because I'm influenced by Mase. To come to find out that the lady that heard me battling Loaded Lux last night introduced me to a dude last night in the studio that manages my son, and he manages Mase. That's crazy. That was all of this from battling Loaded Lux. All this shit came from battling Loaded Lux. I promise you. Like, this all happened that day that we battled.
Wow. That's crazy,
Like,
man.
for real. And Lux is my man. Lux, Mook, Rex, all of them. Like, we all come from that era, like going to each other's blocks and just starting ciphers and battles and rapping in a circle in the summertime. Like, we all come from that.
I mean, no knock to them. I'm fans of them too, like that. But like hearing you rhyme, it was like articulate cockiness. It was like placed in certain spots, and it was said well enough that you understood like the demeanor of what was going into it. You know what I mean? So hearing, and I don't know how much of your music, man, but just like in the battles is when you like took the gloves off. And even seeing like the famous FU verse against Ness and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Like that embodied so much in that, you know, you mad because when I rhyme, chicks be like, I wanna give me. When
Yeah,
you rhyme, they just be like, boo.
Fuck
That was
him,
like
yeah.
crazy. I mean, but that embodied the whole spirit of Jae Millz or Black Celtic, as you was known in our world. So
Black
like that.
Celtic is crazy. That is fire, man. That is a fire. I wish I'd have thought about that shit when I was. I'd have made a fire law analogy for Black Celtic.
For sure. I just seeing all of that, you know what I mean? And just how you would compose your verses and just put that in there, man, was just so crazy. So keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm always a fan. I'm
I
checking out
appreciate that,
whatever
man.
you drop, you know what I mean? So, big up to you, man, and your whole career and your whole legacy. And you are on my permanent Mount Rushmore battle rap. Because they don't really bring up your name, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
well, I know y'all probably talked about that already, but I'm just saying,
No,
like,
no. I'm saying, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. They don't, but that's what I said. I appreciate that. It's an honor for anybody to say they a fan or I've been rocking with you since that's an honor because you don't have to. Like we live in an era where ain't nobody forcing you to listen to nobody, ain't nobody forcing you to say nobody is a legend or this and that. So if you honestly feel that, that mean I did something right. And that's commendable. I appreciate that.
yeah, one. This is one last piece, and I'll shut up. I know that when you went over to Young Money, bars all of a sudden got nicer around there. You ain't gotta say nothing like that, but wink,
No,
wink,
no,
nudge,
I
nudge.
will, I will say it. I will say it. When I got with Young Money, this is one thing that people got to understand about Wayne. Wayne, as much as I could say, because I don't look at it like I was writing for Wayne and this and that, but there was a bunch of times where Wayne might be like, "Yo, I'm gonna let you hear this. Like, tell me what you think about it." You know what I'm saying? And from that, I might be like, "Yeah, that's fire," but shit, you could probably say some shit like or. Like we used to do shit like that. Like Gutter would do shit like that with me. Like Wayne would do shit like that with me. Like the same thing that I just took. Sometimes I would be stuck upstairs in the Hit Factory. I would be in the C room upstairs, and he would be in the A room downstairs, and I go down there in the middle of his session, and he skateboard. He doing what he doing. Like, yo, what's good, Mills? Like, nah. Yo, I got this joint upstairs I'm working on, and I'm on the 10th bar, like right before you get to the 12th. Tell me if you think this sound better if I ended at 12 or if I keep it going as a 16 on the downbeat where I could put the hook at. Like, and I let him hear it and he'd be like, that's cool. You could say that, or you could say this. And when you say that, you could change it around and instead of saying the fourth, and it's kind of like, damn, I ain't never think about it like that. Good looking. I don't look at it like he wrote my rhyme for me. I don't look at it like he was writing for me. But if this is my man and he one of the fucking biggest artists in the world, and I tell him that this is the verse I'm gonna say, and he be like, I ain't gonna lie, you know what'll really be fire? If you, instead of saying that part right there, if you say that, ooh, who the fuck am I to be like, nah, I don't need you to help me with nothing. And who the fuck is he to be like, nigga, I don't need you to help me with nothing, nigga, I'm fucking Lil Wayne. Like, nah, we all nice around this shit. Like, we are all machetes around this shit. Understand, recording Dedication 3 and all that shit. That shit was Macheteville. All them dedications with me, Wayne, and Gutter, and this and Mac. What we was in there going crazy. It's still shit from Dedication series that Wayne never put on the mixtapes that we was doing. I remember we rapped over Touch Me, Tease Me one night. That's how wild we was going. We was just bombing on shit. You know what I'm saying? Just fully just going off on shit. So yeah, sometimes Wayne might help me. Sometimes I might help him. Sometimes Gutter might help me. Sometimes I might help T Street. Sometimes Mac Main might be like, yo, that shit was cool, but I ain't gonna lie, whoa, you might have should have said that like this, like this. Like
Listen,
we
Jay.
all, I ain't gonna lie, like we all used to be like that and just something else. Cause I got a picture of this too. I got a picture of this. Wayne used to make us write with Chucky and Twist. Yes. There's been many times in the studio. It was Jae Millz, Tyga, Nicki Minaj, Gutter, Lil Twist, and Lil Chucky. And Wayne would put on a beat and leave and be like, y'all figure out how y'all want to, you know what I'm saying, do that. And I remember one day, I don't want to say I did. I think Nicki might have asked him, like, why you be making us do songs with them? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could keep them separate from us. They don't have to be in the. You could let us do shit, and you could let them do collective shit. Like, and he was like, when I was coming up, he said, Stunner ain't never tell me I can't be on a song because BG and them on it, nigga. What if you get on a song with them niggas and they dust you? Now you really look crazy. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of made it not a competitive thing, but he made it where I don't care who on the record, long as we all come with that fire. And then Wayne is the type of nigga that used to come in the studio and say shit like the beat will be, he'll tell us who gonna get on the record, right? And it'll be a crew joint. All right, we all gonna get on the joint. We gonna go crazy. He'll turn the beat down and turn around and look at all of us and say, oh yeah, I just want y'all boys, and I'm about to kill all y'all niggas on this shit too. I just want y'all to know that. And turn back around and turn the fucking beat back up. So now when you writing, you like, oh, this nigga got me fucked up right now. He got me all the way fucked up. That's what he want. Cause now when them verses get done, everybody just going crazy. Cause he set the tone already. He done already set the tone like, I'm trying to body y'all niggas. We coming on this shit just happy that you letting us get on the song. But then you tell us that you're blatantly trying to chop our fucking necks off and hand it back to us in our hands. Oh yeah, we gotta go crazy. That's why dedication sound like that. That's why a lot of that shit, when it's all of us and it's me, Gutter, Tiger, Wayne, we all on one joint with no hook, it sounds like that because that's where we was at with it. You know what I'm saying? We was literally in that mind state, like, yo, bro, you think this shit sound cool? Like, you know how, like, we kind of grew into an era where you don't even like, I don't even think rappers be running their verses by niggas before they go in the booth no more. You hear they verse when they go in there. I'm from the era where before you went in the booth, nigga, we need to hear your shit out here at the board. We need to hear you rap that shit at the board before you even get a chance to go in the booth and make sure the levels and the reverb is right. You're not going in there. Nigga, we might not like 8 bars of the 16. You might have to rewrite the whole verse. We need to hear it first. That's how Wayne was, because that's how he came up. That's how I am, because that's how I came up. In this world right now, niggas just get on the mic. Niggas just be happy that they got through the verse, I think. They just be happy that they did the shit. You're like, yo, you killed it. No, nigga, you killed time. That's what you did. You fucking killed time, nigga.
Listen, I just know, I'm a timeline nigga. And I know when you got over there, them bars got a whole lot better. You know, I was throwing it out there. Like you can, listen, it may be just me. You can hear it. Like, whatever his influence is, not saying you wrote whatever you did, but whatever your influence was, it showed. When you got over there, the bars went up. Like, yo, these dudes never was spitting like that.
Everybody had to step up.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True. Sometimes you got to step it up. Like, you want to know some funny shit? How you said that? Like, niggas had to step it up. I always tell people, like, that's one chapter of it, and then another chapter of it is, nigga, imagine being there when Drake came, and it was like the glory days. That shit felt like being. I always tell people, like, that shit was like when you Eddie Jones and then Kobe get drafted.
Oh man, you get put out.
I'm telling you, that real talk. You know what that shit felt like to be on? Hey, you running around and you think shit is lit, and then they come with this nigga from Degrassi, and this nigga come with his mixtape is fucking
it's fire.
Got Best I Ever Had and Lust for Life and all this shit. Me and Gutter was like, nigga, we are doomed.
Yeah, so all right. I guess I'm gonna ask some questions at one point about Nicki, and when y'all first met each other, like, was y'all battling? But I think Swan has a question. Swan, go right ahead, and then I'm gonna do a quick reset. And also, if there's anyone in the room that wants to ask a question, please let me know. And again, thank y'all for being here at Great Lyricists Only podcast.
Shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Again, it's a blessing. Big fan, you know what I'm saying? I had to make sure we set this up. And I'm really appreciative of your time. And thank you. So again, make sure y'all please follow him right now. Yeah. I posted the link at the top. You know what I'm saying? We're going to speak about the Potent album. You know, we got the album coming up. Wink, wink, wink. You're talking about? Yeah. But go right ahead.
On the way.
Swan, go right ahead, Swan. Then we go right back to the next question.
All right, shout out to you, David. Thank you. And shout out to you, Jae Millz, being in the
Shout out
game
to
over
you.
30 years.
Appreciate it.
What's up? So,
What's
my
up? What's
question
up?
is it's actually a two-part question. My first question is do you have any recent or new rappers that you listen to that you kind of vibe with? Because I have a hard time listening to new music. I'm kind of old, so I like the older rap. So, do you have any new artists that you vibe with?
To be honest with you, I don't want to sound like disrespectful to the young artists, but when I come across young artists now, um, I'm kind of open to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I had to get out of I had to get out of that world where you looking for rap like you rap. Like you're not gonna find a bunch of people that's giving you that same kind of rap that you grew up on. So if you're gonna listen to the newer artists, you got to open up your ear a little bit and you got to try some things. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like more with the newer artists, it don't necessarily be who do I like. It's more like what do I like? I think that's a better way of me of answering it. Like instead of like what new artist do I like, it's like what new sound do I like? If that makes sense. Like I love the drill sound. I don't like the message. I don't like that like all the records is about you killing a nigga and we smoking on this dead nigga or this nigga got killed and we laughing, we making a song about it. I'm not a fan of that message, but I like the energy of it. I love the energy of it. I love the energy of the melodic rap. You know what I'm saying? I still listen to like rappers. Like I like Larry June, but I don't feel Larry June is a new artist. You know what I'm saying? Like I still listen to Dom Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I still listen to Wale. I like all of the stuff that Wale been putting out recently. But once again, these ain't like new artists. These are just people that I listen to. But I do like I do like the sound of the melodic type style. Like I can't do the auto tune music. So I think that's why I like it because I like melodies and stuff like that, but I'm not very good at making that kind of music. So I think that's why I'm a fan of it because I got a different respect for it because I can't do it.
That's what's up. My
Yeah.
second part to that question, sir, is um, when you are listening to music, because like I got my picks and favorites. Who are your favorite artists that you listen to like on a regular when you listening to music?
Oh man, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. I'm still I listen in the car. I listen to a lot of R&B music. So I be riding, just listening to Anita Baker and SWV and 112. Like I'm one of them people. I still listen to the My Life album like it just came out. Share My World and all that. But I'm one of those people that also got a variety. Like I grew up listening to so much different music. So I might be listening to I listen to a lot of things that I was listening to when I was coming up. So I still listen to like a lot of Rough Rider stuff, whether it be like a It's Dark and Hell is Hot album or Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood or We Are the Streets, Money, Power, Respect album, Come Home With Me, uh, the Dynasty album, the Rough Riders compilation one, Diplomatic Immunity. You know what I'm saying? I still listen to that stuff, but I still do tap in with like it's weird because I'll listen to Summer Walker. Like I listen to Blast. I listen to Bryson. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen to Roddy Rich. Uh, I listen to a lot of different shit. Like I listen to the whole Griselda wave. You know what I'm saying? When I like tapped in with that, I like that wave. Like I said, I like JID. I like Joey Badass. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm. It's kind of like I like lyrical. I'm still into the lyrical shit, of course. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm listening to Drake. I'm listening to Nicki. I'm listening to Wayne. I'm always gonna listen to them no matter what, whether it's like the hot shit that everybody listening to, or if it's just some new shit. I just make sure I tap in with all the shit that they putting out. You know, you stay up to date with everything that's going on, but mostly that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? I got my classics that I listen to, because we all got memories attached to music. I think it's fair to say that majority of the people in this room right now, when we listen to music at this point in our life, we listening to it and they got a memory attached to it. So I could listen to older music more than I could listen to newer music because I got more memories attached to shit. Like when I listened to the Fuck You song, like I said, I was in the studio and they was working on We Are the Streets. So I remember hearing Jadakiss rap the whole album with By Your Side. Like I remember the first time he played By Your Side for me in the studio and being like, oh, I remember the first time I heard Shootouts. Like I remember all of that shit. So I could be in the gym right now and I could be listening to I Shot Ya. And I'll be like, damn, I remember when I had the Mr. Smith album. And I used to be in the crib listening to I Shot Ya when I was young, writing rhymes. And I'll be in the sauna on like my 25th minute listening to I Shot Ya. And I'll go from I Shot Ya and start playing I Stay Gangstered Up. Nigga can't man with me. Like nigga, I'm listening to the East Siders. I'll easily go from one to the other. Nigga start listening to Week of Freaking. And just like, fam, why are you bumping Corrupt at 9:30 in the morning? Like, fuck it. That's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't knock uh I don't knock anybody that's like a new artist doing their thing, trying to find themselves. I had to realize just because some shit ain't for me, don't mean that it ain't it. It could be it. It's just not for me. Like, it's a lot of food in the world that's amazing. Shit just ain't for me. That don't mean that it ain't amazing. You know, to I'm old enough now to see the difference in that. Like, nah, just because something ain't for me don't mean that it ain't hot. That just might not be where I'm at with it. I might not, I might not be able to get jiggy with that shit like that.
Thank you for answering. I definitely get it.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the question too. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have my All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I got my 10 quick questions, right? So the first song is what's the one song or verse you want people to play when they mention your name?
So Immaculate, second verse.
All right. Only Built for Cuban Links or Iron Man?
Shit. Can I do the drink champ shit where I take a drink?
Yeah. I did it on purpose. I know you couldn't pick one. I knew it. I did it on purpose.
Oh
All right, here we go. What's the key to writing punchlines that still hits 10 years later? Well, I guess not just 10 years, but in general, what's the keys to writing a punchline?
Trying to say something that like a lot of people like would catch. Like that's like something that'll last long. It's something that a lot of people will catch. Like a lot of times in battle rap, I didn't realize what I was saying, it was to a certain crowd might get that. But the person I was battling might say something that wasn't as fire, but more people might have connected with it. So if you got a punchline that connects with more people, like a more round, is more rounded than just like something that niggas might know in your hood or your city. You know what I'm saying? You rapping about Conies because you from Brooklyn, but you don't know in Detroit they call Coney something else. Like you rapping about Coney Island, they rapping about the Coney. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's two different things. If you from Coney Island in Brooklyn and you rapping and you putting punchlines that got something to do with Coney, it's not the same as somebody from Detroit doing punchlines that got something that got to do with Coney. So once you learn that, you learn how to flip it a little better.
All right. If you can go back bar for bar with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Big L.
Yeah, definitely.
Big L for sure. I'll probably lose,
right.
but
you say you probably
yeah, I probably
lose,
but I want to do it anyway.
And first bar you ever wrote that made you say, yeah, I got it. What's the first bar that made you say, yeah, I got this shit?
I don't know what was the first bar, but I can tell you my favorite bar in my life from when I started writing at 12 to 42. I said, I'm like a mixture of earth, wind, and fire. I'll take you off this earth when I fire. Plus, my shit is classical like earth, wind, and fire. And I'm the sickest nigga on earth, so I'm a win because I'm fire. Man, put that shit on my tombstone, man. Like, he once said, I'm like a mixture. I wouldn't even care if they put like he once have saideth. Put that shit on, like, yeah, put that shit on my obituary. Jarvis once have saideth. I'm like a mixture of earth, wind, and fire. Like, real talk. That's that right there. If I heard somebody else say that's like some shit I think Nas would have said on like It Was Written. Like, yo, I'm like a mixture of earth, wind, and fire. I was like, oh, that shit crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next one. What's the other question? What's one food spot in Harlem that's mandatory for a studio session, just in general, like a mandatory Harlem spot?
The 24-hour seafood spot, or depending what time of the day is, you gotta go to the Dirty Kitchen.
Dirty Kitchen.
It's called the Dirty Kitchen, but it's very clean. It's on Lenox Avenue on 143rd Street. But the 24-hour seafood restaurant, it's on 125th Street. That's where you be seeing like Rihanna and ASAP Rocky being there. And she be getting like seafood and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a 24-hour seafood spot where you could go and get fresh fish and get it steamed, grilled, cooked, all that. You can leave the club and go up there and get steamed fish with broccoli and mashed potatoes at like 3:45 in the morning. Get it cooked however you want, fresh.
Bernadette, Melissa, hey, sound like a plan. Because yeah. Also, let me see. Let's see here. What's my next question? What's a Virgo quality you think more artists need to have? Shout out to my Virgos once again, and forever and more. Yeah. So what's a Virgo quality that you think more artists need to have?
Trying to be a perfectionist. I mean, because you care more. It don't matter if you're doing a Lego set or if you're doing a puzzle or you trying to beat a board and Crash Bandicoot. It don't matter what you're trying to do. Like, you're going to try to do it to your best ability. That could be a gift and a curse, but if you're asking me, I would try to say that.
All right. Yeah, that's actually really, really true. Because we do take things a little bit more serious than other folks. Then too much thinking.
Oh yeah, always overthinking.
Yeah. Let me see here. All right. What would shock fans more? Your unreleased collabs or unreleased diss tracks?
Oh, I don't have no unreleased diss tracks. The unreleased collabs will probably shock people because I got songs with people that I never put out, probably because I didn't get them cleared or the album probably didn't come out. I got a fire song with Tank that I never put out, and I'm hot. But I think at some point I'm gonna put it out, but I'm gonna wait till like the right time to put it out. I'm gonna try to get Tank to sing at my wedding too, so that'll be like the gaffle. I could finesse him like, yo, Tank, like, remember that song we did? Like, yeah, man, I was thinking we should revocal it, shoot a little video for it, man. What you think, man? Like, yeah, I don't have no unreleased diss tracks. Like, I'm a battle rapper, so 9 times out of 10, if I'm gonna diss you, we gonna battle, or I'll probably diss you in a verse, like metaphorically. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like just go do diss tracks for people and keep them for like just in case we ever diss each other. Like, nah, I'm gonna diss you in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel played tonight, I'm gonna write a rap about you tonight. It done been a few people that my fiance had to stop me from writing raps about. Like, there've been a few people. She had to say, Jarvis, just go to bed.
You're like, all right, man. All right. So speaking about that, and what's the name of your podcast? You want to go ahead and say something about that, right?
Jane After Dark. Me and my fiance, my baby Dana, shout out to Dana. We got a podcast called Jana After Dark, and we finished the first season a few months ago. We about to bring the second season back. It's on my YouTube page, Jae Millz TV. That's the page. Just search Jae Millz TV. So go check out one of the episodes. We got about 18 episodes for the first season. It's just regular conversation. Like, in all honesty, it's a total 180 from me being Jae Millz. I don't curse on the show. I don't smoke on the show. We ain't up there like doing messy. See, it's crazy. I don't even want to curse when I'm giving you a description of the show. Like, I keep the show so clean like that. It's just me and my fiance. Like I said, we're not doing the messy, like the shade room, baller alert, Hollywood Unlocked shit. Not to say, shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, you know what they do. I like to go there to get that from them because I feel like if I do that, I got to do it better than them, and I don't feel like I could do that shit better than what they do. So what we do is we stay in our lane. We pick topics and we just talk about them. We got kids. We've been together over a decade. So yeah, we talk about our experiences the same way how I said in my raps now. If you listen to my raps, it's kind of like reflective rap because I'm rapping from a point of I could tell you what it was like when I lived in Miami. I could tell you what it was like when I was wilding, doing this with strippers and that. I could tell you what it was like as a coming home every night to the same man and going to recitals and football games and your son going to college. And like I could rap about that. Everybody can't rap about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's different chapters. And I feel like with that chapter, as long as I just reel everything together, I'm good.
That's a fact. Last question. Uh, is it true Virgos notice everything in a verse, even breath control and a bar and bar spacing?
Yeah, we do. We do. But I'm gonna tell you something funny. After I had my surgery in 2015, I had a tumor removed from my throat, right? And when I when I was rehabilitating, I couldn't like talk for like a month, so I had to write everything down. So by the time I started talking again, my voice didn't really sound full. Like I was Wayne had me in the studio, like just kind of like working, like, and I didn't sound right. So it took a long time to get my voice and my breath control back. And one day I was leaving my session and a producer was coming in to do his session in the same studio. And he was like, yo, man, I always come in when you finish your session. He said, I want to ask you something. He said, do you do your vocals straight through? And this is probably us coming from the era we come from. When you hear the one take, nigga, I did that in one take. And it's like, why was that so fire for you to do it in one take when you got a millions of tries to do it on Pro Tools? Like, you don't just have to do it in one take. This isn't like you got a reel and you only get 16 tries to get it right. This is Pro Tools. You can do this shit 1,000 times. Why are we so impressed to get it in one take? Like, but make a long story short, he listened to my vocals and he said, I think you should start punching instead of trying to do your vocals straight through because I can hear when you run out of breath. And I was like, I didn't really pay it much attention, but I started listening to my shit. And it's like when you say, now my gangsters and my hustlers stacking, lick off a shot if you bumping with Jae Millz, and if the bouncer be like, chill, tell him. Now I just said that regular, but on some of the songs he was hearing, he was pointing it out. I would be like, lick off a shot if you bumping with Jae Millz, and if the bouncer be like, chill, tell him. Like, you know how like you change that voice, you're trying to. And I was like, damn. And what I started doing is I would do the verse in increments. I would do 4, stop, punch me. Or I would do 6, and instead of like trying to catch that bar when you say it like it's like a double time flow, just punch and rap with it and then blend it in. So being a Virgo, you don't want to do that because that's too close to you just doing arts and crafts and you not recording your vocals straight through. But when you come out the booth and you listen to it and you like, damn, you can't tell where I punched at or if I ever punched. That sounds better than how I was doing it before. But if I had never had that surgery and I wasn't in like a vulnerable mode where I'm just taking input from everybody trying to get my voice to sound stronger, I probably would have been like, man, that nigga don't know what the fuck he talking about, nigga. I've been making music for 15 years. Nigga, get the fuck out my session right now. I probably would have crashed out and I probably wouldn't have accepted the information how I was supposed to. So definitely stopping. That helped me with my breath control and getting back into battle rap. I'm gonna tell you why. Because in battle rap, we can't stumble. We can't punch. We can't mess up or they'll boo you. Like sometimes if you mess up and you don't get through your verse, niggas might not pay you. They might not give you your back end. They started putting that in your contract that you couldn't mess up and all that. So I held myself real high on, I don't care if I win or lose this battle. I ain't gonna choke. I ain't gonna forget my verses. I ain't gonna do none of that. Like, if you don't like the verses, you don't like the verses, but you ain't gonna say I didn't come prepared or something like that. And writing my battle verses taught me sometimes you gotta leave room for you gotta anticipate that this is gonna shake the room. And if it don't shake the room, it will be an air ball. But if it's an air ball, I will have time to just go straight to the next bar. But if this shit shake the room, I could walk around the stage. I could run it back. I could, you know what I'm saying? I could say, make some fucking noise. Y'all know what it is. I could do all of that if it hit. If it don't hit, keep it going. But if you write the verse and it's just like a run along flow, you don't got no space to stop. It's gonna mess up your whole momentum.
Because you need to get back to that speed. You like, oh shoot.
Yeah, and when you on stage, even though you're not rapping on beat, it might sound crazy that you're trying to keep a pace, but you are. You are trying to keep a pace with the crowd.
Makes sense. You know what I've learned? I was hoping he was. I learned from Dr. Dre from Yo MTV Raps. But like you said before, like when it comes to recording, I was trying to be a professional. He's like, no, and Melissa can attest. I'd be like, nah, man, I'm messing up. He's like, no, it's okay, David. It's gonna be edited. I'm like, no, but I have to be perfect. He's like, nope, just do it, and it'll just be edited out. And I was like, now I feel more comfortable. So I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, it's wild.
Now, is there any last question before we go out? Any ladies at the bottom? I know they probably have some questions about Nicki. Y'all have any questions about Nicki at the bottom? Any ladies? Have any questions about Nicki or Drake or something? I don't know. So Swan or Melissa, you got something before we close out? Oh, yeah.
I just want to say thank you again. This was pretty cool, David. Pretty cool of you too, Jae Millz. Like, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all sticking around for 2.5 hours with me, just chopping it up. It's good conversation. I appreciate it.
But let me close this joint out right quick. I know it's getting late, y'all. It's getting late. Give me 1 second. Play this right quick.
Jae, we loved meeting you and learning more about you. Thank you for your energy and the time spent with us today. We appreciate your honesty and for sharing your journey with us. I want to express gratitude for joining us on behalf of David Kidd, Big Arc, Melissa the Exclusive, and the audience. So, I repeat, thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, everyone, and take care.
We've got it down to a fine art between us now.
And again, thank you so much for being here at Great Lyricists Only podcast. Shout out to my mother, Gloria. God bless you all.